Oh, boy. Yeah, Time Warner gave me the old knobber on this one and shut my internet down. So we're back. We're getting back up to speed. Sorry about that. We missed a couple picks. We'll hit those very quickly. Getting Case back right now. And can we all say it together?
All right.
Fuck Time Warner. Can you say fuck Time Warner with me?
Yeah. We're back at it.
Or no,
We're
it's
back at it.
There's Spectrum now. All right, go ahead and go into it. I'll bitch about them later. What did we miss while I was in technical fuckery?
The Chiefs, well, first of all, Patrick Mahomes is being compared to Matthew Stafford pretty liberally here. So that's interesting. But basically they're just saying he's a gunslinger. That means that he has technique issues. It means that they're going to have to work with him. They're going to sit him behind Alex Smith. Here's, again, I got this from two different sources. Scap helped me out, as did Zach, our staff writer.
Do you have a statistician working behind the scenes? Are you like those guys, like the Monday Night Football guys? You have someone working behind here.
Yeah, no, it's like a Schefter on during free agency over here. Yeah. But the Chiefs gave up the 27th pick, the 91st pick, and a first rounder next year to move up, which honestly doesn't seem like that big of a haul. I think it was a mistake to move up, to give up anything to move up for one of these quarterbacks. But compared to what the Bears did, that was a pretty solid move, in my opinion.
Yeah, well, yeah, anything's a solid move compared to what the Bears did, right? No, it wasn't. Oh, Jim Young. Now, see, this is the kind of thing, and I actually thought somebody would say this, so Jim, I predicted this, but he asked if it was the NetDoomer router. No, the router comes after the modem. This was totally Spectrum, and I pay a impacted ass load for my internet connection. I got a 360, I think I test at megabit download and 25 megabit upload, and that router has changed my life because I'm a total gaming dork. And you guys, if we want to talk sometimes outside the podcast, whatever, I'll go gaming. I'll go full nerd with you guys on that shit. But yeah, it's Spectrum, and it kills me. I'm literally one of the things I want to do.
That's the worst I think we've encountered in 2 years.
Yeah. Yeah,
that was the worst.
Never.
That was just a fluke.
All right, so the picks in for the Saints, and you guys, you try to do something. You do a presentation. Oh God, yeah, Sean, I need Google Fiber more than anything. You guys do a presentation. Your PowerPoint's going to break. Anytime you try to do something in front of people, anything that technologically can happen to make you look like an ass, no matter how smart you are, it will happen. Okay, Dan, I'm going to give you a big apology. I'm sorry that we got cut off on your part of the show. Dan Lewis, guys, check him out, DetroitLionsPodcast.com, and we're going to get some feature. Well, let's get him on the podcast case because he's got a lot to offer, and we really I feel like we cheated him here, and I don't want to do that. I want people to get to know him a little better because he's our guy. He's at every game. He's a season ticket holder.
Yeah.
So, all right.
We'll make it up to him.
All right. Okay. We'll keep moving. So, again, here we go. So David G, thoughts of COD going back to WW2, anything except those jetpacks, and I'm happy. My favorite thing that's happened in the last couple years of COD, I guess, is actually Black Ops 2. Here comes Goodell. Got to get Goodell on. Okay, here we go. Let's hear what he has to say.
With the 11th pick in the 2017 NFL Draft, the New Orleans select Marshawn Lattimore.
There you go.
That's not a shock.
No, not at all.
The Saints, as I mentioned in the schedule breakdown for the Lions that got posted today, the Saints had, I think they were they were top overall in points per drive on offense, and they were second to worst in points allowed in points per drive. So it's not a shock in the least that they went high on defense here. They're going to try hard. Now, that said, as good as Lattimore is, I am a huge believer that it takes time for cornerbacks to transition into the NFL. So I'm going to be a little bit surprised if his immediate impact is is going to raise them out of the depths of the defensive basement here. But he's a good player and eventually should help them. But that's more of a long-term thing in my eyes.
Cornerbacks are that way, though, right?
Yeah, that's my bias against cornerbacks in the draft.
I don't think it's a bias. I think it bears itself out in the data. You're going to find that it takes time. Even Darius Slay, we love that guy for the Lions. He's a great player, great cornerback, but it took him a couple years to get up to speed.
Yeah.
And I don't know, I can't, just off the top of my head, I can't think of a cornerback that has popped into the league in year one and been a superstar.
Patrick Peterson is the only one I can think of in recent history.
Good call.
In recent history, he's the only one I can think of. That doesn't mean there aren't others, but he's the only one I can think of off the top of my head.
Yep. All right, so we're back at it again. Just we broke down with the technical connection on the Bengals pick of John Ross at wide receiver. Right after that, the Chiefs made Patrick Mahomes. They got that from the Bills, and then the Saints went. Now the Browns are up from the Eagles with pick number 12, and life is moving forward pretty quickly. It's coming at us fast, isn't it?
Yeah, sorry, I muted for a second. I was trying to update the draft thread on the Lions subreddit. But yeah, see, here's the last potential. Well, I shouldn't say the last. This is the first potential pick for the third quarterback in the first round. Whether or not the Browns will bite now that the situation is that Watson is the only real first rounder, I don't know. But they're in a good position to take some defensive players, but the defense isn't necessarily what they're really in need of right now. So we heard these rumors about Kirk Cousins, and I guess I don't know what the situation there is. But obviously, if they are trading for Kirk Cousins, we don't have to worry about that. They'll probably be. Oh boy, I'm trying to think of what I think the good fit here is, but it would have been, John Ross.
Browns traded with Houston.
Deshaun.
Browns traded with Houston.
Oh, hey, there's Houston. Okay, well, this might mean a quarterback. Again, this would be crazy if we had 3 trades to go to get quarterbacks in this, but it won't surprise me in the least. Because the Houston Texans are definitely, and they were a team that I was thinking might trade up to the 21st spot for the Lions quarterback, but obviously that run on that thirst is real this year, and things are going a little earlier than we expected.
Yep.
So,
so they've
we
got
could have
3:45 left. I want to go back to the quick question that we got a couple of questions coming through the live chat.
Yeah, I'm gonna update the Lions thing real quick.
Go do your mod thing, you moderator, you. So really quick, COD going to World War II. I'm excited because I hate the boosty shit. I gotta love my Treyarch guys. They let me and my son do a tour of the studio and gave us a bunch of autograph shit and stuff. It was really, really cool. One day I'll talk more about that and share that with you guys. But I'm so happy. The funny part about COD right now is once Black Ops 2 went backwards compatible, there's like 160,000 people playing, and that's what I've been doing every weekend now since that came out with my friends. And I love the game again. Infinite Warfare was an abortion. Although I'll tell you, and I'm not bullshitting, guys, when I say this, that router, that NetDoomer router, changed the game. The hit detection actually fucking works when you can start tweaking your connection like that. So it's good stuff. Whoever wins that is going to be a really, really happy camper. And again, netdooma.com. Use the coupon code football if you want to go buy one. But I highly recommend it. And again, another I'm not bullshitting moment. I called them after I got the router to say I'd like to put you guys on as a sponsor. And I've seen them doing their stuff with other esports guys, so I figured they might do something, and that worked out. So Saints, AP moving to New Orleans. Jim Y wants to know about that. I think he's dead. I think AP isn't going to bring a whole lot.
It's part of a running back by committee system down there, so he's not going to be expected to carry the full load. It's exactly the situation that you'd expect to find a 32-year-old or 31-year-old. I don't even remember how old he is, but running back in. That's exactly the kind of situation you'd expect. He's going to get limited number of carries. He'll probably have a few really special plays, but overall, I mean, his impact is going to be moderate.
Yep. All right. Yeah. It's telling me that the stream output's a little bit janky too, guys. I'm gonna see what I can do. Spectrum, I guess, Time Warner, whoever the hell these idiots are.
Here's the details on this trade. The Houston Texans traded up from the 25th spot to the 12th spot for their first-round pick and a first-round pick next year. Again, much like the Chiefs, I don't think that's an outrageous cost, but we've seen there's going to be a few teams with multiple first-round picks next year. So.
Yeah, it's gonna be crazy. This draft has been nuts. A couple guys have said they've dropped the quality a little bit, and it's gotten better. I'm gonna tweak in the background as we do this. The pick's in for the Texans, so we'll pot Mr. Goodell up when he starts making that announcement, and it's coming in and out. So we'll see how we can do with this, guys. All right, so. Moving forward, what else do we have? Yeah, someone said COD 2 was what got him in. That's where I started, was COD 2 back in the day. Let's see. What else do we have
Should be subreddit, but...
All right, we're back. The stream should be coming in here very shortly for the people. We should fix that issue.
Were we not on for a sec there?
It took a little bit of a bounce. The stream took a bounce for a second, but we're back. I think I fixed the issue with the connectivity. Like I said, guys, I apologize that we're doing this as a little bit of a beta for the draft, but I think we are now locked in, provided my ISP doesn't pull any stupid shit again. But we got this going on right now. I got Zach Warber on the line, King Warbs from the subreddit. Zach, you there, buddy?
Yeah. How you guys doing?
Good. So far, so decent. Had a little trouble with the stream. My stupid ISP just blew everything out and made it an ugly night. But I think we're all back on track and ready to go.
Awesome.
So we're looking at only 4 picks, only 4 defensive players going in the top 12. So I am absolutely floored, and the teams sitting in the teens here are all going to be pretty happy, I think, with what they end up getting here. I suppose the big question mark for me yet is whether or not this Kirk Cousins trade is actually happening, and I haven't seen any details to find out whether or not it's legit. If it is, the Redskins are kind of missing out because they don't really have a shot at one of the quarterbacks anymore. So. What are you thinking, Zach? What's on your mind so far this draft?
This has been nuts. With how crazy deep and strong this class was, even on the top end, you got some really good playmakers on defense. I thought this was going to be a defense-heavy draft, and us sitting at 21, I thought we were kind of a crappy situation where things weren't really going to fall our way. The defense is going to go early because there's so many playmakers. Totally, 100% wrong. It's just offense right now, which is great. I don't know how we're sitting here at the 13th pick with Malik Hooker still on the board. I don't get it.
Absolutely.
This is one of those things. 11, like Saints fans must be just creaming themselves right now to have the worst secondary in the world, and then sit there at 11, not have to move at all. Lattimore literally falls to you.
Right.
Incredible.
For sure.
Incredible.
And the Cardinals, who are on the clock as we speak, were one of the teams most mocked for Hassan Reddick. But given the talent that's still on the board on defense, it would almost be surprising if that's where they went here, which could push him down, which could make things interesting at 21 also.
I've heard kind of rumors and stuff like that. You know, I'm not sure the validity of them, but that Arizona's really high on Reuben Foster, and that if he was there at 13, that they were likely to not move off him.
I hope they take him, actually. I'm not a big Reuben Foster fan.
I'd prefer him off the board we didn't have to worry about that decision.
Yep, him and Njoku, I'd love to see gone.
Yeah. I just don't trust that injury history.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I agree with you. The stingers and that kind of thing. I mean, on top of the fact that, who knows if this guy will be, having drug issues and whatever. I mean, he's a high risk, high reward player, but like he's too high risk in my opinion. And while you might end up with a all pro long term, chances are also very likely that you end up with a guy who's out of the league in a couple of years. So
Yeah.
I prefer a little bit safer pick.
Yeah. One thing that I'm finding kind of interesting with this draft too is we were kind of linked as a team. We were a couple of teams that were actively looking to move down, and initially we were kind of sitting in this weird spot where it's like, okay, we're just stuck with JUCO, so I can see us trading down. With all this influx of talent, maybe that's not so much the move, but if it is, that still even helps us because on the back end now, you're picking at 28, you got better talent guys there at 28 or wherever it would be. You got better guys there than it would have been.
Right.
Drafting going the other way.
It's hard for me to see who somebody would move up for, but at the same time, if these shocking picks keep coming out and the really solid talent keeps dropping a little bit further, who knows if somebody might move up for a player like Marlon Humphrey or something like that.
And Carney's checking in. NFL Updates tweets that the Cards are picking Reddick.
Right.
Are they?
It's not unofficial.
That wouldn't surprise me.
This is oh boy, I really want Reddick, but I understand he's not going to make it down to where we're at. I don't expect him to be there, right?
Yeah, yeah. He's a guy that I get why Lions fans will fall in love with him. I think he's going to do really well if he does go to Arizona because they're kind of running a mixed front 3-4 scheme where they're moving guys around a lot. Reddick fits right into that because he's fast. He's a guy who is an inside backer, but has pass rush ability, has spent time on the edge and shown that he can. So being able to have him pass rush from the middle, they love to run exotic defense there in Arizona, and he really allows them to do that well, I think.
Yeah, no, I agree. I agree with that. They also, they've made some successful players out of people like Tyrann Mathieu and things like that out of their exotic looks, and I think they're a good place for that kind of player. I guess we'll have to see if that plays through that they take Reddick here. That would be disappointing, just because I would rather see something other than a linebacker go, unless it's Reuben Foster. But it was likely to happen anyway at this point. So
how far they got? I'm thinking about I'm just so surprised that Hooker's still there. And how far do you think it's the fall for us to move up for? He's just one of those. He's such an electrifying talent. What's the number? What pick do you think it reaches? Is where Detroit would pull a trigger to move up for him?
Yeah, it's a good question. I'm not really sure. And are they the only team that would be willing to phone in to do that, to pick him up? I have a hard time seeing. Boy, I don't even know where I would see him going. The Redskins at 17, maybe.
Yeah.
At this point, which is an absolute steal if they get him there. And the cost to move up from 21 to 16 would be probably next year's second rounder at this point. Maybe, I don't know. It probably wouldn't be a first rounder to move up 5 spots.
It's insane, especially when you saw the Chiefs trade come through. Chiefs and Bills. I was really surprised that the Chiefs had to give up so little to move up 17 spots.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. To move up that 17 spots, yeah, no, I absolutely agree with you. That was shocking.
Pick is in on the Cardinals. We're waiting for the whole look at Goodell. Really quick, just as we do this, we like to, we like the support that you guys give us along the way. If you get a chance and you see one of the ads going on the website, either redditnfl.com or DetroitLionsPodcast.com. There's always an ad right above the article title. If you could click on that, that's how we pay for our site, and it's a great way to help us out without having to pay a dime. So we'll leave that there. We're not going to run a bunch of ads during the show, but every now and then we want to let people know. So picks in. We're going to hear Goodell give it to us as he rolls out on stage, and let's hope we can kind of absorb the boos and let them flow as we love to hear so much.
When he yelled back at the fans, I died.
I couldn't believe he did that. That was I have to give him credit. That's full on balls, right?
Yeah.
In Philly too, City Brotherly Love.
Oh, I lived in Philly for a year. That is the absolute like that is a bullshit nickname.
I've always heard that nickname is more ironic and more the antithesis
Right.
of that city.
All right, so we're going on here. Let's see. Waiting for Goodell to roll his silly ass on the stage. Picks in. Philly's on the clock. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, you're good. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. I'm just so surprised. The Bears pick, phenomenal. I was actually like tears were rolling down my face, laughing at it.
Oh yeah, we were pretty excited too.
Here's Goodell. Sorry.
2017 NFL Draft. The Arizona Cardinals select Hassan Reddick.
Oh, yep, they did it.
There
They
it
did
is.
it.
Yeah,
That's a good pick for them. Boy, did I want him.
yeah.
Didn't expect him, but you can always hope for something to happen. But that would have been too much. So good for them. That's a solid pick, and I have to say for the last couple, that's probably one of the smartest picks that I've seen roll through here.
Absolutely. I remember going back to way back. Jeff told us on the podcast to check him out. Checked him out, and I'm going into the pre-combine. He was like my sleeper 25th on my board. It's kind of like a guy like going in the combine, like, hey, you should kind of check this guy out, watch him at the combine because I think he's gonna blow it up. That he did.
Yeah.
And man, you had a guy who went from like a end of first, kind of second round fringe guy that was kind of in the background noise, just all of a sudden, right in the mix of the first round here, the 13th pick. It's awesome.
Yeah, if you want to talk about players who've seen meteoric, like almost jargon term meteoric rise in their draft stock, that's a guy, because he was talked about early on as a second round player, and all of a sudden he's the number 13 pick, and nobody's batting an eye. Nobody's saying that's a reach.
Yeah, we're sitting here like, man, we didn't really think he was gonna make it to 21, but we kind of hoped he did. Well. It's a total change.
So we got Pat H in the live chat. He says, as a Giants fan, I can tell some stories about how brotherly Philly can be. He was born and raised in Philly.
Yeah. No, I seriously, like, Philly is it's a dangerous place to be. I lived there for a year, and I didn't leave campus unless I absolutely had to. So
yeah. The other one I was really surprised, John Ross. Like I figured he was gonna go,
a huge shot.
I thought he was kind of like a mid to late 20s guy. Like you love the speed, it's incredible, but that injury history is pretty bad. And I get it, because there's not often that you find one of those guys who's like a track runner who is a football player first. Usually they're like a track runner who also kind of catches the ball. He is a wide receiver who just happens to run a 4.22 40.
Well, him and Corey Davis, both going as early as they did.
Absolutely. And in Ross especially too, because his injury history is kind of dark, or not dark, but like it's rough. And there's teams who've taken him completely off their board, just because the injury history was too hard. And so to see him go 11 or 10 or whatever it ended up being, I'm sorry, I forgot the pick number, but I was really surprised.
I would like to mention Hassan Reddick came from Temple University. I was offered a cultural scholarship to go to Temple University because they didn't have anybody from North Dakota there. I'm not even joking. It was like $2,000 or something that I was offered as a scholarship to go to Temple.
A cultural, wow, that's wow. A cultural scholarship.
Yep.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are officially in Bizarro world.
Right. We're diverse.
He is one of the very few people who are residents of No Pants Nation.
Right. That's basically, like, I'm the only one who lives in North Dakota, so I never have to wear pants. So
hey Zach, I think we're getting a little background noise off your
gets a little chilly in the winter, but
yeah, sorry. Is that better?
Yeah, that fixed it. Thanks.
Cool, sorry.
Eagles, hometown crowd here at the draft on the board with 2 minutes left. Their pick should be coming in any second now. Boy, what am I predicting? I guess they're looking for pass rushers. They would have been looking for a wide receiver, maybe. Derek Barnett's been hooked to them. I wouldn't. Gosh, to me they're also a tough team to predict right now, just because of the way the board is sitting. And who knows? Maybe they could go after Hooker and just they don't need him, but why not take him kind of situation. So
yeah, pick is in. They have not announced it, but it's in. We'll look for Goodell here.
Adoree Jackson
is going to be fun for this.
Yeah. Marlon Humphrey could be. Marlon Humphrey might actually that if I was guessing, that would probably be the pick here. Quarterback.
What would you guys think about OJ Howard here?
We're getting that noise again, Zach.
Yeah, somebody's gonna take him before he gets to us, but I'm not sure who. if he gets to the Bucs, the Bucs will take him.
Boy, this is. I'm nervous about how this is lining up for the Lions right now. The draft itself has been pretty friggin' crazy, but you're looking for your home team and you're kind of planning this out, and I'm nervous that we're going to wind up with a tight end, and I do not want to pick a tight end.
I mean, if Howard does fall, and I would be amazed if he makes it past the Bucs, but if he does, I'm not going to be upset with that, because I mean that's like the future of the position right there. So that's not an Ebron pick.
No, I know, but it's another first round tight end. I guess we did it with wide receiver, right? That's how we got Calvin. So
right.
All right.
Pick is in.
Goodell's going to be coming in here, and it needs time now. He's got a dumb face, doesn't he? You talking about punchable faces, boy. Roger Goodell. Hey, there's some Lions fans there. Look at that. A couple of Stafford jerseys.
Oh, yeah, I see them. There we are.
Guys. All right, let's see. We got Goodell rolling out here any second to make the pick. And he's got a friend with him. I can't tell who it is, though. Roll up here.
Looks like J.J. Abrams is running the lights for the production.
Lens flare.
These are my Philly bodyguards.
Yeah.
Joining us for the Eagles selection are members of the Martin Luther King High School football team from here in
those are
Philadelphia.
high school kids.
Damn.
They grown big in Philly, I guess. Holy cow.
The team merged 4 years ago with rival Germantown High School and has become one of the top programs in the area. Coach Dunn, congratulations to you and your team. Okay, with the 14th pick in the 2017 NFL Draft, the Philadelphia Eagles select Derek Barnett.
Oh, yeah, okay. I guess I was looking at a quarterback, but Derek Barnett was a common, mock to them. So that's not a huge surprise. I'm actually glad he's off the board. He wasn't someone that I thought he was one of those players that is a good player, but I didn't want the Lions to take. So he's definitely one of those guys that I'd rather not have to make the decision on.
Yeah, where's your head on that pick there, Zach?
Yeah, kind of similar with Case. I kind of saw him going there. They like those quick edge rush guys, and Barnett's been able to do it well and kind of fit that role. And when he's talking about that, was one of the first guys I thought of too as well. And similarly again with Case. I'm glad they took him because he's not a guy I was really hoping would follow the Lions. I'm not really sure. He seems a little undersized and a little small frame to be a 43 end. So I'm kind of glad he was going where he is, and I think he's going to do well in Philly. The kind of
I think
their ends that would be a little bit different. I think he'll fit well for that.
Okay, so the Colts are up next. Malik Hooker's still out there, which is blowing my mind at this point. Somebody's got to take him. I don't know if it'll be the Colts or not. They might take a linebacker. They might take Reuben Foster or Gerard Davis or Zach Cunningham. They might go O.J. Howard because they could use another weapon for Luck, and plus he brings a little bit of that blocking that could that they're sorely lacking in Indianapolis. So I wouldn't be surprised to see O.J. Howard go there. They could take a cornerback, there, Marlon Humphrey or Corey Davis, or excuse me, not Corey Davis, Kevin King. So they've got some options. The Colts are in a good position to decide who they like the most, and their pick is already in. So they must have known who they wanted.
Wait, Mayhew went to
Probably
San Francisco, right?
Yes, he's like the director of personnel or something.
Yeah, I'm just wondering. The pick's in pretty quick here.
Oh, right.
Hooker, probably.
Well, like I say, they had some good options, so I can't necessarily blame them here.
Yeah.
I don't know that anybody was willing to move up at this point, so I'm going to be muted for just a second here while I update the Lions subreddit draft thread, and I'll be back in just a second.
All right, thanks, Case.
Awesome.
All right, so picks in for Indianapolis. We'll see who they grab. It'll be interesting, and we're getting closer and closer to Lions' pick here. Baltimore comes next, and Washington after there, barring any trades. But yeah, Josh, hit me in the live chat if you don't want to be called Josh. I see Joshua on there. But this very well could be the point where a little bit of a run starts on O-line. I know the O-line hasn't been thought of as too strong in this draft. Zach, what do you think? Is it starting now?
Yeah, I could maybe. I'm not sure here would be maybe the part where it would start, because they just got Ryan Kelly last year, who did really well for them. They really like him. And a lot of people, when you're talking about the top offensive linemen in this class, there's only like Robinson, and that jury's still out on him for a lot of people. And Forrest Lamp. And Forrest Lamp is I think he's gonna be great. I love his tape. Very powerful guy. I think it sounds like, most people have him rated as a center. So with Ryan Kelly there, I'm not sure that, maybe they look at him as a guard. And if they can see him as a guard, I could definitely see it, Lamp. But I'm not sure with, I think they still have Costanzo. So I'm not sure about Robinson. But even Costanzo had a really regressed last year. So maybe Robinson would be the pick.
Yeah, Forrest Lamp is a big pick this year. I'm a little bit surprised he's still there. I guess maybe he falls to around now, I guess, when he starts, for the other folks, where he starts getting exciting. But if you need an offensive lineman, Forrest Lamp is your guy.
Yeah,
I still won't be surprised if the Broncos end up taking the first tackle in this draft. I think that's been a pretty common thing at 20 right before us. I don't even know how to pronounce his name, but Ryan Ramczyk. It's a very Eastern European name, but
yeah.
All right, hey Zach, we're going to let you go, man. We're going to get rolling and kind of stick with it for this pick. We're rolling to the top of the hour here, and you're just going to keep it going.
Yeah, awesome.
All right, buddy. Hey, thanks a lot for joining, guys. Check him out again, DetroitLionsPodcast.com. He's one of our writers. He is mentoring under the Riz, and this summer you're going to see some big growth. And it may be a torch handing that you see from Brandon, the intern, and now Brandon, the temp, to Zach, the intern. So we'll see how this all breaks out. Zach, thanks so much for joining us, man.
Absolutely. It's great for being on.
All right, buddy. Thanks. All right, so we keep going, keep rolling with the show. I have cracked into the Francis Connors. I've moved from my Jaeger bombs. And calming down.
Hey, I'm doing pretty good. You were expecting me to be a mess by now, but I'm just about to finish my second beer, so all said, I'm in pretty good shape.
Well, let's just a quick flashback to some of your finest moments.
I'm toast.
Been there.
Those were good times. Those were very, very good times.
Yeah, but that's like.
Oop, you still there, buddy?
Did you lose me?
Yeah, there you went. I thought you fell out of your chair. You were a little tanked.
No, good. Okay, so the story behind that, and it was embarrassing a little bit, but it was I think it was the first or second live show we did. I think it was the first time I was on a live show, and the very first live show that happened was kind of boring. And so I intentionally set out to get, not where I ended up. But I intentionally set out to get like drunk enough to make the show entertaining. And just ended up accidentally taking it a little bit too far. It wasn't an accident that I was that I'd had a lot to drink. It was just an accident that I had too much to drink.
Yeah. Well, I mean, even when you're sober, we get things like this.
And actually, yeah, 4. Well, yeah, no, those were 3. Unless I'm, and then we also.
and the best part about that quote, that was in our blooper show. That was you. That was you talking during the blooper show, just not even in a blooper. That was awesome.
Malik Hooker finally went. I can't blame it doesn't fit necessarily a pressing need for the Colts, but that talent at number 15, that's stellar for them.
Yeah, for sure.
I'd be very happy if I were the Saints right now, or the Colts right now.
Yep, there it is. See him taking the call. Good stuff for him. It's nice. If I was him, based on all the stuff ahead of time, I'm feeling good going there. I'm feeling really good.
I think the best talent in the draft that hasn't been taken yet is cornerback Marlon Humphrey. And I'm trying to figure out where I would see him going. Probably to the Titans at 18 would be my guess. There's also Reuben Foster drifting out there, who could go to the Ravens at 16 here. That wouldn't be a shock. Oh, or he could go to the Redskins at 17.
All right, that sounds good.
I have a hard time seeing. I do think you're right. I think that the next few picks will probably be defense. We could see the only offensive players I think would be likely at this point would be Dalvin Cook, maybe to the Redskins, or O.J. Howard could go anywhere at this point. But Forrest Lamp, maybe, if one of those teams thinks they need a guard, but I don't think any of those teams feel like they need a guard. So, we're looking at. I think we're looking at a little bit of a, like you predicted earlier, a defensive run right before us. So.
Yep. All right, so it's kind of like the Santa tracker on Christmas Eve. We got a Riz tracker going on. The Riz is going to join us very shortly here. We're looking at seeing him in about 25 minutes. He's going to be half past the hour. It's easy to do it that way because then people don't worry about the time, what time zone they're in. About half past the hour, he's going to join us, and we're going to get his breakdown on how things have gone so far. So stay with us. The Riz is going to have all kinds of good stuff to talk about.
Would it be a good time for somebody to call in right now?
Well, we got Brandon, who is going to call in shortly, and we got Chris, who desperately needs to take a leak. So we got 2 minutes left on Baltimore. Tell you what I'm going to do, guys.
I just heard from Skep. He was looking at maybe calling in around pick 19, just so we're aware.
Okay, sounds good. Brandon, we're going to get to you very shortly. I am going to go do that. I'm going to throw an ad up really quick. Case, go ahead and just keep rolling with it. Some folks will see it, some
no
won't.
problem. The Baltimore pick just came in. I'll riff on that. So
I'll wait till after the pick. I'll tighten a knot till after the pick.
Nathan Peterman is the top quarterback left on Mill's board. I'll just talk about him for a second. He's he's got that kind of Tebow-esque ultra religious background, but not a lot of refined talent. So wherever he ends up going, I doubt he'll go in the first round. He'll probably be the next quarterback taken. He's going to have whatever fan base ends up with him is going to have that kind of like not on the same level as Tebow, but that same kind of zealous fan base that comes with him. Not totally, not that Kellen Moore was like that, like overly religious type, but that kind of fan base will come with him wherever he goes. So whoever gets him is going to have the fun of the people all of a sudden saying, well, why aren't they giving Peterman a chance? Like he could go to Detroit and they'd be saying, oh, well, you should give Peterman a chance over Stafford. No matter where he goes, he's going to end up with the people following along with him that say that kind of thing. So
yeah,
just
for sure.
So whoever gets him is aware that's what you're getting.
All right, so we've got a commercial break. It's, when you watched hockey over in the Joe, they always threw the red light on and everyone kind of skated in circles until the red light went off. I think you had the TV timeout. I feel like that's what we're doing right here with the NFL. It's the whole, NFL marketing commercial for 3 days really here. But
I'm running in circles around my living room.
Pants off, I assume.
Oh, God, yes. Why would I wear pants? I don't even understand.
He has to pay me to keep my pants on.
That's
so.
right. That's what... We had so many great quotes from the show. That's one of I think, my favorite parts. Some of the silly crap that we've come out. I mean, I'm in this position right now.
I love
piss like a unicorn.
Piss like a unicorn.
I love this shit that we give Jeff too. He's scratching your nuts over there and whatever. He takes it in stride. So I appreciate that.
It was funny. I mean, one of the things we've talked about, and again, we're working the technical issues out the first time here with this, but we're talking about doing maybe some behind the scenes stuff while we record the show from our Patreon people. And one of the things that the time when we were really early in the relationship with the Riz, and we coined the name the Riz for him. It was so funny. Do you remember that case? How hard we were laughing.
What did I say? We're like the Riz and the his.
Yeah,
Rizzy and the hizzy.
Yeah, it was all like.
He's like, I don't even know what that means.
Well, he wasn't even there. And we were like laughing about the Riz. We're like, well, let's. And I'm like, I'm just gonna put it out there. I'll see if you'll go with it, right? And he's like, yeah, that's cool. And you're like, yeah, we got the Rizzy and the hizzy. And he's like, I don't even know what that means. It was such. Oh wait, Goodell's here. Hold on.
Right, here we are.
Baltimore's pick. I'm joined by TJ Owanabe.
I want to be too,
Laurel,
buddy.
Maryland, who is participating in the Make-A-Wish program.
Oh man, that's sweet.
We're just giving you a chance. Let them acknowledge you, okay? I'm
I'd be nervous as fuck right now.
That's cool as hell, though.
TJ is 14 years old. He's a cancer survivor. He loves to play football
Good job,
and
TJ.
watches Ravens.
Yeah.
Okay, TJ, it's time to make your dream come true.
This is awesome. Look at him.
With the 16th pick in the 2017
His voice is
NFL
deeper at
draft,
14 than
the
mine is now.
Baltimore Ravens select Marlon Humphrey.
Yeah,
defensive back
that's a good
from
pick.
Alabama.
It's surprising he fell that far.
Yeah.
Marlon Humphrey, cornerback from Alabama. Once again, as I said, I don't like cornerbacks in the first round, but the Ravens aren't in need to hurry him along. The Ravens, in my opinion, are kind of a dark horse for the top defense in the league this year. They added Jonathan Franklin, I think that's his name, the safety from the Cardinals. They added him to Eric Weddle. So they have probably, I mean, I don't even think it's probably, I think they have the best safety tandem in the league. They already had a good defense, and that puts them like over the top. So Humphrey will get a chance to kind of ease into this defense and be and long term be a significant player for them. So I think if I'm going to take a cornerback in the first round, that's the kind of situation I want to bring him into. And so, in my opinion, that's about as good a pick as you can get to have a talent like that fall to you at halfway through the first round is really that they might have the draft steal.
Yeah, for sure. And hey, good job, TJ, man. That's pretty cool to see the Make-A-Wish kid come out there and do that. He did an awesome job. He had a little bit of swag before he hit the name on that. That was good. Good.
Yep.
All right, so guys, so some of you folks have your ad blockers, and I appreciate why. I've got mine too, but if you can turn them off real quick, we're going to throw an ad up. And Case will keep going in the background. I got to go shake the weasel, and for some of you, you probably have to do the same. It's been a long time here that we've been going. And we're going to get this going. You get to listen to Case, and then when I get back, we're going to fall into the Washington pick unless they trade, and we're going to get Brandon, the temp, online, and we're going to talk to him a little bit as well. So I'm going to bow out here very briefly to go shaky, and we'll see you guys in a little bit.
Okay, now is a good time to tell all of you all the terrible things about Chris. No, we got the Redskins on the board here. If I'm looking at who's available to the Redskins, I'm still saying Dalvin Cook is an option. They might end up going edge with Charles Harris or Takaris McKinley. They could go linebacker with Reuben Foster or Gerard Davis or Zach Cunningham. They're sitting in a good position in terms of taking whatever they want to take at this moment in time, which is a nice place to be in the later half of the first round, to have the options to take basically whoever you want. It's better than I think where teams in the early teens were sitting, where they felt like they had to take. Obviously, we saw some trades up for quarterbacks, which I think is an unfortunate situation for any team to sit in. So I think this draft in particular is a very nice draft for the teams in the mid to late teens here. Just to basically look at their options, look at the talent available, and decide, okay, which guy do we actually like, as opposed to which guy do we feel like we have to take. Their pick is in.
I'm here. I'm back.
They'll give us something interesting here soon. But I told them all about all the terrible things you do.
Oh, no, you didn't, because I could have dropped a deuce and still had you talking if that was the case. You told them all of them. So.
That's fair enough.
All right, picks in. I'm going to see if I can go ahead and add our man Brandon to this call. And
I'm going to duck out for just a sec while Brandon comes in. I'll be back soon.
All right. We'll get him on, and we'll see what we can do here. Really quick, want to give a shout-out while we're doing the show here. Jeffrey, I'm just going to say Jeffrey Y. Okay, we'll go there. Thanks so much, man. You just threw us a pledge on Patreon, and everybody that supports us on Patreon, we appreciate it more than you know. We're trying to do a lot of stuff this year. Unfortunately, I got thrown into a move. I'm literally moving out cross country. Don't have the exact timing, but I'm trying to make it happen during July because it's actually going to be the most convenient. My hope was, while I was out here in LA, to hit the Rams and the Chargers training camps, and Dallas is out here as well, hit theirs. And then just, for you guys that are listening, I'm going to have an opportunity to go down and see Tampa as well, hopefully. And we're trying to put this together, but, there's costs involved with making all this happen. We got Riz going to hit a couple, and we're trying to get Case and everybody in town for the Lions training camp. And we're going to commandeer a bar. We want to take down a bar. We want to make a Detroit Lions podcast bar and do an after training camp broadcast live from there. The hope is to bring in some very special guests, some friends, some very close friends of the show, actually, either Dan Miller or Jim Brandstetter, to head down to the bar and join us for the post-training camp broadcast that day. So big stuff. We're putting all that together. There's no promises on any of that, but the Patreon helpers, you guys are helping make this happen. So if you get a chance, patreon.com/DetroitLionsPodcast or patreon.com/RedditNFL, or you can go to either of the websites and sign up and help us. Literally, well, I write off thousands of dollars on this every year, but any money you guys help donate, it offsets the cost and helps us really do the best we can to make these things happen. So big thank you to Jeffrey, and we'll keep moving forward. Brandon, how you doing, buddy? Glad to have you on. We got the pick in for Washington right now.
I'm doing pretty well. This draft is very exciting right now.
It's
I was
insane,
worried
right?
about Malik Hooker. I was worried about him falling to us, having to get ready for something, but luckily he got taken. Even though I like Hooker, I was ready for something.
You meant Hookers, not Malik, right?
Correct.
Okay, gotcha. So here we are. We got the pick in. I think the TV timeout is over. Look at that. There it is. You can see they've got the art museum, the fake art museum on the stage set up, and the real art museum behind the stage covered up by the fake one. I have no idea what the hell Goodell and his people are thinking, but All right, we're waiting for Washington to come in with their pick. What do you think, Brandon? What do you think they're coming in with?
Well, Jonathan Allen's fallen pretty far. I know his draft stock has tanked a little bit, but Reuben Foster's still on the board. I don't know who they're going to take here. I mean, I've also heard Charles Harris, Tack McKinley. It's definitely up in the air right now.
Yeah, it is all a mess. You get the Titans back on. They got about 5.5 minutes left in their pick before, and they're still waiting to announce the Washington Redskins. But this is hard. I kind of want Foster off the board. I want Njoku off the board. I want a lot of guys off the board. I'm really settling in on Gerard Davis as things move forward. He's my guy. Are you feeling the same way, or are you somewhere else?
I'm okay with Davis. I'm not too strong on him. I would preferably like Reuben Foster. But and then I mean, it could always be a Tuesday. It could always be a Tuesday for us, and we can have some tacos. That's okay with me too. But
now let me ask you: that your U of M homerism? Is that interfering with your thinking?
Maybe.
Here? Yeah.
Maybe. But the fact I have Reuben Foster over tacos says something.
Yeah, I guess so. Oh, here we go. Let's hear Goodell.
There's Jonathan.
NFL draft. The Washington Redskins select Jonathan Allen, defensive end.
Jonathan Allen out of Alabama going to Washington. All right. Defensive end, that's probably a fitting pick for them, although, man, that still rattling around in my head about them talking about trading away Kirk Cousins.
I have been hearing about that. I don't know what kind of deal they're making in place, but that's got to be something if they're willing to give away Kirk Cousins. I mean, are they trying to get Brock Osweiler? Like, who are they going to replace him with?
Exactly. And you've got the top 3 quarterbacks off the board, right? I mean, you're not going to get Kirk Cousins' replacement now. So
No.
This is an interesting pick if Cousins is actually up for a trade. If he's not, if that's just kind of 7-9 bullshit talk, then that's fine. But you got Titans on the clock now for their pick. We're getting closer with pick number 18 for the Titans, 21 coming for the Lions. You think you see any trades coming up? And the Lions going to sit tight at 21? Do you think they might trade down?
I mean, this draft is full of trades right now, so I could see us trading down, actually, just because so many good, talented people are there. Like, O.J. Howard's still on the board, so I could see a team trading up for him, definitely.
Sure. Hey, while we're waiting for the pick to come in, let's have a quick conversation about what was it like for you to be an intern on DetroitLionsPodcast.com. I know there was a lot of coffee in your life, and I mean, you weren't sexually abused, at least. I mean, otherwise, it was. Other than that, right? It was all right.
I mean, underneath Mike's desk was pretty clean. I can tell you that. Nate also had a clean under his desk. So
I heard he had boogers scraped under.
He did. He did. So that was kind of hard to avoid. But no, I had a really good time. It was fun. Definitely doing this, being on the live show every week after the game was really fun. Loved covering the team. This is kind of like my dream to do this. So even if it's just an internship, it's still definitely a good experience for me in my future.
Yeah, and beyond that, I gotta say you did an awesome job. You are one of our more prolific writers, and the content you produce has been really spectacular, Brandon. I want to make sure that you get credit for that because you do a great job, and you take a good broad view while you have your Michigan bias, and I'm a Michigan guy too, and I really have to put it back. You do a great job of weighing in. I got to check in really quick because the Bears subreddit is literally on fire right now. They've got a meme already, and it is Detroit Lions subreddit meme worthy. They've got a big thing that says Bears trade up to number 2 in the 2017 NFL draft with the 49ers to select Mitchell Trubisky, and it's a picture of Donald Trump. And the quote underneath is, "This has been the worst trade deal in the history of trade deals, maybe ever."
Oh, I like it. I was surprised they gave up that much just to move up one spot. Like, did they really think Trubisky was going to go number 2? I was still thinking Solomon Thomas would be there. Yeah,
and then what they gave up, it's going to be hard. And I can see a little bit of rationalization going on. There's a lot working. So sorry for the Bears. We got to pick in again for the Tennessee Titans, but that's going to be an ongoing story. And what happens in round 2? They are they're susceptible now, right? I would say they had a pretty bad round one. They hurt themselves pretty bad, and they better really score in round two if they want to come up with something here.
Agreed. I just want to also give a shout out to Jim Young here, giving me some props. Thank you, Jim. Appreciate it. Hope you enjoy the hat. I know you had to take a lot of pants off for that.
Yeah, he that was a great contest. He did a good job. That was our first big contest that we did, and never forget our man Jim Young. He's good. So we're waiting here for Goodell to hit the stage. It's gonna be getting down to Lions time, but crazy draft. I really don't even know what to expect after Tennessee. You think the Bucs are going tight end?
Honestly, I don't know where the Bucs are going to go. I have no idea where they could land or like who they could land at all. I don't honestly know who they could take here. Tennessee, I was surprised they did not take Hooker or Adams. They went Corey Davis. I mean, they could have got Corey Davis possibly here. So I was really surprised they already took him that early.
Here comes Goodell.
I'm back.
Let's see what Goodell has to say. Boos aren't as good as they
With
used to
the
be.
18th pick in the 2017 NFL Draft, the Tennessee Titans select Adoree Jackson.
Oh my.
Defensive back.
Oh my. Return specialist too. He's an elite return specialist, but also cornerback. I'm not entirely shocked by the pick, I guess, but I think it might, in my opinion, it's a bit of a reach. I don't expect him to have a huge impact on their defense this year, although he will probably have a impact on their special team.
Do you think this was a luxury pick? Because they picked earlier and got their guy. This is a luxury, kind of a growth pick that they think they'll see high returns on later in the season and into next year.
Yeah, I think so, and I think the Titans are in a youth movement, and they have been for the last year or two. Mm-hmm. And so I don't necessarily think it's a bad pick. It's just it doesn't. I just don't expect him to have a great deal of impact on their defense. But again, what you get out of a rookie returner is if that's what you want, then he could have a huge impact for them if he improves their special teams game. So in terms of immediate impact, I guess maybe I'm underselling him because I don't think of special teams as a first round need. But at the same time, like this dude, they're showing the highlights here. He can return the ball.
Yep.
So
and we
I'm not good.
Go ahead, Brandon. I'm sorry.
I'm not gonna lie. I agree 100% Case. I don't think Adoree Jackson is a first round pick. That's just my bold opinion here. I mean, like I was saying earlier to Chris, I don't think you were here. They took Corey Davis. They could have possibly had him here. They passed on two great cornerbacks, passed on Malik Hooker. Like I was very surprised that they took Corey Davis over someone like this.
Sorry. Yeah, definitely. No, I completely agree. We're getting down. Obviously, there's two picks before the Lions here. This is where things get really, really interesting. The Buccaneers pick is already in.
That was quick.
That
was really quick.
Won't be surprised. Yeah, I won't be surprised if this is O.J. Howard, which is it's a bit of a mixed bag. Like, yeah, like it's a bit of a mixed bag. I don't know how it shapes out, but I still think, I mean, the way things are falling right now, I still like Gerard Davis to Lions at 21 as long as he doesn't go in the next two picks, because I think the Broncos will probably take a offensive lineman
for sure.
Hey, Chris, can we get Skep in here if he calls in?
Yeah, we could probably put that on. In the meantime, while we're waiting for Goodell to come out with a pick, I have to give a shout out to David G. Dude, thanks a lot, man. He hit us up on Patreon, gave us a nice fat donation for
that's
the
nice.
show. That's really, really cool, man. Again, we appreciate everybody who hits us up with that stuff. You guys are really great for supporting us. You know, it's kind of a weird thing. This is a passion project, and we pass the hat around and hope that people throw a couple bucks in it here and there to help support it. It's a thing we love to do, but we got to keep the wives happy.
Well, hang on a second, real quick here. Should we ask Skep to call in maybe around like pick 22 after the Lions pick, because things are going to get crazy here?
Yeah, you know what? Let's do Well, let's do it on the first round pick for Minnesota. Oh, I'm sorry, that was
they
Sam
don't have-
Bradford, right?
Oh, Skip. Poor Skip.
I'm sorry.
He'll get us. He's going to get me on Teddy Bridgewater, what I said about him earlier too. But
Yeah, that's my favorite joke.
Hey Skip, if you can wait and maybe do like around 22, 23, I think because things are about to get a little nuts up in here. So we'll get you in for sure. I'm interested in what you have to say.
Yeah, you know what? I want Skep on. We've got the Riz rolling in. We got Brandon now. We got the Riz rolling in. We got Ash coming here soon. So Skep, we can put multiples on. That's not a problem. But I just I don't want to get him feeling like he's marginalized and doesn't get
right
the full part of the conversation.
Right. Let's look at it at around pick 23, Skep, if that's good with you.
All right. So live chat is rocking. You guys are great. There's
I'm gonna
I can't even keep
go
up
on
with
mute
it
for
verbally.
just a second while I update the Lions draft thread, and I'll be back in just a second.
Yep. Cheatham. Nathan, your live chat just kills me. You are the funniest dude, and I can't support it, but I do. The ball throw, that's great. Funny stuff. Okay, guys, so we're rocking. Brandon, we still got you, and I appreciate you and all the other writers' patience as we go through this. And there's a lot going on, as the draft is a kind of fluid situation, and one of our hosts, me, is also producing the show at the same time and managing the someone's girlfriend's over, managing all the different calls and everything else. So there's a lot that kind of taxes the brain. So thank you guys for sticking with us. A lot of people watching and sticking with us. We appreciate that. So picks in for the Bucks. I'm really interested to see who this is because I'm just sensing a tight end.
I just want to give a heads up. I've seen a couple of spoilers in the YouTube chat. If you want to not spoil the draft, because I already seen who they're already going to take. So if you just want to avoid spoilers, some people are commenting in the live chat who Detroit's taking before we even announce it here on the podcast.
They're just
so
speculating.
If you want to,
they don't know.
I'm just saying. We don't like spoilers here. But I'm just forewarning. I already know who they're taking.
How do you know?
I got my sources.
All right, type it in the text on the Skype because I'm interested, and we'll see where it goes from there. All right, so picks in Tampa Bay. They look like they're really ready to spit it out here any minute. This is a little frustrating, and I get that they have to kind of buy time as the show goes on, but they could definitely make this a lot more efficient in getting these things out. I guess they got to print the name on the jersey and all the other horse shit that goes on to put the show on. But this I feel like we could do 3 rounds on the first day and finish the draft on day 2. But that's me. Maybe it is. Maybe we need to celebrate it. Actually, maybe we need the time to kind of sit here and I almost said shit here. We need the time to sit here and enjoy the kind of show and get our heads into football. But a lot of fun stuff. So. Let's see. Wow. Risden is dying. He just put his 11th piece out in the last 90 minutes. He's written 11 articles in 90 minutes. Riz, you're
Holy shit.
amazing. He's got up. Here comes Goodell. We'll see what he has.
With the 19th pick in the 2017 NFL Draft, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers select O.J. Howard.
Yep, there it is.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
Now yeah, okay, you're excited. Great job there, Tampa. I gotta say,
My sources, damn it. My sources.
I'm really disappointed in Philly. The Goodell boos have really, really died out, and I thought they had more in them. Maybe they're loading batteries, but I thought I'd hear more.
Well, I feel like I should mention also 3 of the last 4 players were Alabama. So that says something about that team coming into this draft. We've had that. I mean, they're the only 3 teams from 3 players from Alabama so far, but 3 in the last 4. That's crazy.
Yeah, I mean that many in the first round. What a program. And think that coach used to be somewhere in Michigan, didn't he? There's a lot of Michigan State people that were around back then that still haven't healed from his departure. And I get it. He was a dick about that. He didn't play that well.
And the Broncos pick is already in. I'm still suspecting a offensive lineman, so we'll see what happens here. But
Yep. And for Jim Y, yes, Reuben is still on the board. So we'll see. Reuben Foster on the board, and Njoku is on the board. And
Reuben, Harris, Davis. I'm not necessarily going to be upset with any of those three picks. Definitely a few of these players that have gone in the last few are players that I would have loved to have seen with the Lions, but at the same time, it's starting to play out more kind of like I expected it would.
Yeah, the first 15 were a mess. Oh man.
Yeah, I wouldn't have been upset if Howard had fell and we'd gotten him. As much as I know the tight end thing is a crazy situation, that's going to be. I mean, that's like I said, that is not an Ebron pick. That's like that dude is like legitimate. And I've talked about how tight ends take a long time to adjust to the NFL. I don't think that guy's going to take as long. So, I think the Bucs did the right thing there.
Yeah, no.
I think the Bucs are going to be a good team going forward too.
Yeah. For the Bucs, that's a great pick. I don't think for the Lions. Oh, God, I don't want a tight end. Here we go. Let's see what the pick is. We're going to bring up Goodell.
With the 20th pick in the 2017 NFL Draft, the Denver Broncos select Garrett Bowles, tackle, Utah.
That is not the tackle that I expected them to take, but that's okay.
No, not at all. It's a little bit of a surprise. But, well, that's a surprise. So, there you go. Garrett Bowles goes to Denver. That was a quick pick for them. And let's see, who's next? Anyone know? It's the Lions. Come on, guys. Come on. Chop.
Oh, I was going to say the Las Vegas Raiders. Sorry.
All right, hey Brandon, we're gonna roll on, man. We're gonna move out. Thanks so much for joining us. What do you have coming up as far as articles very shortly here?
Definitely check out our second round pick, and we'll do a player profile, because he'll be a Lion. Yeah. So I'll be doing a good in-depth article about him, and then maybe a possible case for Matt Stafford to win the MVP next season article. And that may be in the works.
Looks a little bit young to be the 20th pick.
Yeah, no doubt.
Sorry.
Thanks, Case.
So Case, you caught me drinking my beer, and I couldn't react, and it wasn't that funny anyway. But hey, thanks. All right, hey Brandon, thanks a lot, man. Appreciate it. We're gonna roll on problem. Right now. It's awesome to have Brandon. Brandon's always been a big part of the team, and guys, as we talk about some of the writers and stuff, we make fun of Brandon the temp and Brandon the intern and all that, but the guy got Central Michigan University Chippewa credit for working for our site as an intern.
Nice.
And it worked out, right? So if you're a writer and sports journalism is your thing and you're interested in doing that, let's hit us up. We have a contact form on the website, and we're happy to give you an opportunity to kind of hone your craft, to get a voice, build out your portfolio, and do some reporting on the Detroit Lions. And in the meantime, you can get college credit as well. So it's a pretty good deal. We've got a couple of guys working. We'll get Ash on right now. He's really amazing, actually, as a writer.
Two things real quick. The Lions pick is in, so they are not trading down.
Holy shit, that was
fast. And it's right about 9:30, so we were good on our estimate there.
10:30. Okay, let's. I'm gonna get Ash into the call here.
My time.
Yeah, you gotta start talking Eastern, friend.
Yeah.
All right, we'll get Ash on the phone and have him here for the pick, and we can all react together. Love to see who he thinks they're gonna pick up, because Ash is a pretty deep mind when it comes to this kind of stuff. He's a very strategic thinker. How you doing, Ash?
I'm doing pretty good, guys. How about you?
Great. Love your stuff, man. It's the pick is in. This is some exciting stuff, right? I mean, my balls are tingling.
Absolutely. Yeah.
What do you think? Where's your head at? Who are we taking?
Well, I can't imagine Njoku being the pick with the guys that are left right now. It just makes no sense. Mm-hmm. Like, it's got to be Davis. In my opinion, that's the guy who's left that it just has to be.
You don't think it's Harris? I mean, I think it's Davis, but you don't think it's Harris?
No. I think Harris honestly just lacks the explosion necessary to be a guy taken this early. He just, like he's a third rounder athletically.
Sure.
And when this goes, I'm going to tell you guys up front, we're going to have a quick profile article on whoever we pick, straight up. And so you guys be ready. I'm gonna let Case and Ash react to this pick when it comes up for the Lions. I'm going to do, as Case was doing some work on the Reddit site, I am going to do some work on the Detroit Lions podcast site. If you get a chance, go ahead and click on that ad at the top of the page. That really helps us out a lot. And as soon as this pick is over, we're gonna see some excitement, I'm sure.
So basically, I think it comes down to Gerard Davis and Reuben Foster, and whether or not they think that Reuben Foster's concerns, both injury and character, are worth the shot. A few weeks ago, even, it would have been an absolute no-brainer to take Foster. But things have changed a little bit.
Yeah, without a shadow of a doubt. There's it's so hard with the diluted sample to know whether that's because of drugs or because of any number of other factors. I mean, I was joking on Twitter a couple days ago that I had 3 coffees that day. I would probably give a dilute sample. There's just so many ways, because it wasn't a positive dilute. It was a negative dilute. So there was nothing in it that they could detect, but you just never know.
Yeah, absolutely. And I've said for probably a better part of a month now that Gerard Davis is the guy I want, just because he's a lot safer of a pick, in my opinion, than Reuben Foster. Even though he has injury concerns of his own, I think even on that front, he's a much safer pick. I think in terms of character, which we obviously know is something that the Lions value. Even despite what Bob Quinn, oh good, we get a commercial before our pick, but despite what Bob Quinn has said about Joe Mixon and that kind of thing, like, I'm okay with them taking a risk on a character guy if they're going to if they're going to seriously try to help that person change.
Couple of things really quick. Mike P comes in the live chat with it takes about 48 ounces of water in an hour for a diluted sample. That's a lot of water. But again, you got guys who are trying to gain a little bit of weight, and you got a guy who was reported as sick. I don't want to let him off the hook, but I'm an innocent until proven guilty guy here.
Right,
now, the other question, and I think this is one of the sharpest questions we've had, and most poignant questions we've had tonight. Ash, how's the cat tonight?
The cat is spectacular. Guacamole is doing well. I assume that is the cat that you're talking about, not Pico de Gallo, my other cat.
Yes. So we've on the YouTube channel, Ash has been doing a lot of videos and breaking down some of the players and some of the situations on the team, and his cat has made it a regular appearance. So there was questions about the health of the kitten. So good.
Well,
stuff.
Hey, he shakes the moneymaker on command, really. So.
As do I.
Oh yeah, but Case, you
don't we all really?
All right.
No, but back to Davis. Like, I just want to, like, if he's the pick, which I'm hoping he is at this point. To me, he fits everything we could possibly want out of a middle linebacker long-term situation, in terms of his leadership, his athletic ability, the only knock being that injury history. He's a first-round talent who he hasn't had the meteoric rise that Hassan Reddick had in his draft stock, but he's had a pretty significant rise, and it's not by accident. It's because and I mean, he had a phenomenal pro day.
Info coming in. We got Burkett saying Davis. We got Bleacher Report saying Davis. Burkett tweeted it, and other sources are reporting it. So I just wanted to get that in there quick, and we'll see what happens.
We'll expect Davis and hope that we don't get Njoku. So
yeah, I'm happy with the Davis
but
pick.
Njoku.
I mean, that's basically what I said in the sub today. I was like, this draft is less about like who we take and more about that we don't take Njoku. So
yep, absolutely. All right, we're coming back.
I'm looking at what's left of Mayock's top 100, and honestly, anybody on that list except Njoku and Ingram would make me very happy right now.
Yeah.
All right, we're back on in the coverage. We're waiting for Boodell to show up. Got a good number of listeners on the stream. Thanks a lot, guys. And we're gonna break for commercial. No, I'm just joking. We're waiting for Goodell to come out, and we'll see what happens.
They did this perfectly. They gave us perfect, like a really high level of suspense on our particular pick. So that worked out, I suppose, in our favor, even if we're sitting over here shitting bricks. So
Yep. So here we
Oh, here we go.
We're waiting. Come on, Goodell, get those stupid feet moving. Let's go.
that
Here he
logo looks
comes.
sexy.
He's rolling.
Right now, let's send it down to the commissioner for the very next pick.
Here we go. Lions fans, cross your
With
fingers.
the 21st pick in the 2017 NFL Draft, the Detroit Lions select Jared Davis.
Yeah, there we go. Okay.
That's what I want to hear.
That makes me happy. I mean, it's not the sexiest pick that's ever been by any means.
Oh no!
But
it's
this
the right
dude
pick.
this dude is he's a long-term starter potential guy. Like this is a value. This is a safety. This is they didn't reach and they didn't they didn't get desperate. And that's, to me, that's a good way to that's a very Bob Quinn pick in my opinion.
Yeah, he was
That
in
is
tier 1 of
great.
my draft articles because he is a guy who immediately comes in and just pushes Tahir Whitehead to the side.
Yeah.
Oh God, thank
You know what I mean?
It pushes his
Which
stool
absolutely
straight in.
They can't
had to
survive
happen.
another season like that.
No, it would have just been like last season was the best season that we could possibly have with that linebacking core. And you can't put that kind of pressure on Matt Stafford for 2 straight seasons and expect him to even be willing to sign for the ludicrous amount of money he's eventually going to get.
I feel like they've done everything they can do so far between free agency and this pick to give him the motivation to re-sign, like at a without causing a stink. So
Can I tell you guys that I am going to find where Bob Quinn lives? I'm going to sneak into his bed and wait for him to slide in, and I am just going to make
is that like
sweet,
a
sweet
Jim Bob
love.
Cooter move?
Yeah, I'm Jim Bob Cooter in his ass
Gonna
because
play a Jim Bob
holy
Cooter.
shit, this is great. It wasn't in Njoku. This is, again, my son just popped in and he was like fist pumping in the background, and I was like, this is one of those things where you're not going to make a super sexy hit right here on this part of the draft, right? You're not going to fucking hit a home run and knock people, but you're going to fuck up by picking Njoku, and he didn't. We got the right guy at the right price. I mean, this is perfect. This is a Patriots kind of move, and I hate doing the comparison Patriot way and all that other dumb shit, but this is a smart GM making a smart move, not out thinking himself, not trading to stupid places. This is ideal. Fuck yes. Thank you very much. Bob Quinn, I love you still.
Agreed.
I didn't mean to shut you guys down. I just had
I was like, is he done?
I had a
Or
verbal
am I good?
ejaculation.
Can I
I'm
talk now?
sorry.
That was quite the filibuster. Yeah, but really, honestly, that was the best case scenario was that they filled the biggest hole on their defense and also put, like, Tahir Whitehead is not a bad player if put in the proper role, and this puts him in the proper role. I mean, Jared Davis put some bad tape out in his senior year, but he was playing on a horrifying ankle injury, like the kind of thing most of us wouldn't even be walking on.
Mm-hmm.
And he was out there on Saturdays playing the game.
Yep.
You know, like that's why he fell as far as he did, because without that, like going into the year, he was spoken of as possibly, depending on which site you look at, you know, they kind of had him all over the place, but CBS, for example, had him in the top 10.
Yeah, for sure. And, you know, in typical Lions fashion, here we go. The Dolphins made their pick immediately, got up, and they're done. And they picked Charles Harris, and we don't get to see a whole lot of tape, a whole lot of excitement on this Jared Davis.
That's okay.
Pick.
That's okay. We can be low key.
Yeah, for sure. We need to stay.
Let's
that way
catch
a
him by
little bit.
surprise again.
Yep.
I do want to.
Everybody should call us 4-12 again.
Yeah.
That we live in like the post capitalism like world. That Jack Links was advertising with Charles Harris. They had a Sasquatch dressed up, and he had a Jack Links T-shirt on. Like that's a whole new level of advertising. Like I don't know how to feel about that. Like I'm right now. Like I feel like I should be getting money for even bringing it up, but I'm a little uncomfortable that they actually did that. So.
Oh man.
You guys saw that. I don't know if you saw that with Charles Harris, but they had that was like that was some 21st century advertising right there.
Yep.
Wow.
Yeah, I wonder how many different ones they had queued up for that exact moment.
Right.
Yeah, for sure. And now, guys, I have to
gets the check.
I have to bow out because I've already, in my excitement, missed my role as
Your pants.
Well, no, my pants. I know I don't have them. I've got to put the Gerard Davis up. I got to put the the article up. These guys wrote this great article, and I'm sitting here fucking celebrating and stuff.
As per usual, it's not one that I did.
Do you
maybe we'll get one of my second round guys again. Yeah.
Do you happen to know who did it?
Oh no, honestly, I don't.
Oh God,
that would be a Brandon question.
Yeah. Yep. God, I'm an idiot, man.
Which shout out to Brandon for coordinating that whole thing, because that I had to do that a bit last year, and that's a nightmare trying to get our writers to cooperate on anything for 5 seconds.
Yeah. Yeah, that's.
We're an elusive group of people across many time zones.
All right, let's see.
But yeah, Charles Harris, worse pick for the Dolphins than he would have been for the Lions. With them running the defense that they do, they need, athleticism is such a premium for their pass rushers. Mm-hmm. I legitimately think that is going to be looked at as the worst pick of the first round this year, and that's despite the fact that I think
the Bears
Davis
moved up
was about a
3 to 2
third round pick.
I know.
With that said, that gives me a whole new level of respect for John Lynch. Because he had to sell them on the idea that was a good thing. You know what I mean? There's no way they just called and were like, we're just going to give you this.
Damn you, Ash. That's a great point. I've been making fun of Lynch for a couple of weeks now, just knowing he was going to choke it. And you're right. Very savvy play on his part. Very, very savvy
The sick thing for Lions fans on this is that was probably very heavily influenced by Martin Mayhew. Because whatever you want to say about that guy,
hurts. God damn, that hurts.
He won every draft he ever did.
Yeah.
You can't deny that. It was one of the things he just excelled at so heavily.
Yeah.
So that's and I have been an absolute basher on the sub of Martin Mayhew and everything that he ever did for this team. But in this particular case, that was a coup. That was very well done.
Man,
yeah, absolutely. And I've actually, I'll go as far as to say that I've been a defender of Martin Mayhew. And I've said that many, many times. I'm glad we don't have him anymore. But ultimately, he was better than I think the majority of Lions fans give him credit for. Like he was a slightly below average GM when all is said and done.
We will agree on that, unless it's on the sub, in which case we'll go back and forth for days at a
right.
time.
Obviously, fighting out all the particular minutia. But
yep, I have trouble even having that conversation because, man, you and I have gone over it like 5 or 6 times at this point on the sub. It's like, yes, I know what you're going to say, and you know what I'm going to say, but not everyone who's listening to this, so I suppose,
Right.
But credit where credit's due on that one. He probably did a really good job of advising Lynch on that.
Oh man, yeah, you're right, and I hate to do that. I have to give a shout out to our NFL again. They're putting those player cards out, and they look like those trading cards, and they look so damn good.
Yeah, they do.
This is really.
Yeah, they do.
I mean, somebody should cross post the Gerard Davis card post into the Lions sub, because just let people see.
If you go
how
to the
hot
live
that
thread
is.
on our NFL, you can find
Giants
him there.
pick is in.
Yep, Giants pick is in. It's damn beautiful. They did a great job. So big huge shout out for the RNFL mods for that. You guys, I watched them putting them together, and at first I was, just quietly in my own head, just questioning, but I don't question. Oh wait, hold on, Goodell. We got Goodell.
With the 23rd pick in the 2017 NFL Draft, the New York Giants select Evan Engram.
Oh, Jesus. And Njoku doesn't even get the second tight end pick.
Wow.
But Engram's really not actually a tight end, though. The guy only actually went into a 3-point stance 4 times, according to his own words, in his entire college career.
Sure. That's
like
impressive.
our guy Deacon and I got into it a little bit on Twitter yesterday. That basically Yep. Great follow on Twitter.
Yeah, he's awesome.
But he basically started referring to Davis as an analogous player for Calvin Johnson, which I can't even fathom why anyone would go in that direction. But the closest guy in this draft, honestly, is Ingram. He's got the speed, the height, the weight, yada, 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 the jumping, all of the things that, made not to the same level, obviously. But I think this is a pretty great pickup as a compliment to OBJ.
Well, here's the reason that this surprises me is that they already did, compliment OBJ. Brandon Marshall, they picked up. Who's their rookie from last year? Sterling Shepard. So I mean, they're already sitting on a deep wide receiver core. So I guess that's why it surprises me. But here's my tip. If you're looking for a sleeper in your fantasy league, Eli Manning is your sleeper.
Very good point.
Interesting.
Unless you're in one of the ones that we do, in which case don't pick him because he's mine.
Right.
In Mental Health, they asked a great question. He asks, can you guys imagine if the Lions had selected another Eric Ebron tight end? We talked about that a little bit.
We don't have to anymore.
No.
We don't have to imagine it. We don't have to think about it.
Well, we can imagine it in round 4, which would be fine.
But But no, we can imagine it now, knowing that it's not true and not putting our heart at risk of explosion and all the aneurysm risks and stuff. That's huge that we didn't do that. And I gotta say that was my biggest fear. And with all the trust, I gotta say, man, all the trust I've built up for Bob Quinn so far in the draft and the free agency in the last year and a couple of months that we've had him, I was still nervous, man. I'm a Lions fan, and I should be nervous based on our history. But this guy keeps that's why that baseball bat is in the room with him. He just keeps hitting it out of the park, man. Good
just
work.
Some news here.
It's not to kill the Asian guy in the season finale.
Different show, my friend. Different show.
Yeah. Just some news that I'm seeing here. That it sounds as though there's something with. Sorry, my birds are chirping. It sounds like there's something wrong with the medical on Reuben Foster.
Yep.
So
there was a lot of speculation about that, which stingers, honestly, I've had them, and it is one of the things that did make me quit playing any kind of competitive sports.
Sure, I believe that.
When I was coming up, and it's terrifying to just have parts of your body completely numb in an area that's not related. And in the event that he did have something in his system, I have no doubt that it could very easily have been related to that, because more and more studies come out all the time, or even marijuana. You know what I mean?
Right,
It's
right.
use as an anti-inflammatory is largely medically accepted at this point.
Right.
You know what I mean? So it's
absolutely.
If it was drug related, it probably had something to do with trying to get the swelling around his spine to go down.
Yeah.
It wasn't necessarily a character issue, although he not to say he doesn't have the character concerns.
Exactly, but regardless, not at that time. You know what I mean? You're trying to snow the league. They probably don't really appreciate that all that much.
Yeah. He wanted. It sounds like. I mean, from what it sounds like, it was like he was trying to get the payday that would have come with being a first round pick. And
you're in a shitty
you can't
position.
blame him.
You're
not cheating. You're not trying.
Right. Well,
yeah.
You can't let that information out, right? Because that screws you. And letting that information out screws you. There's no right answer. And he's just in a tough position, and it sucks. And that's one of the hardest parts about all this is watching these guys who have spent their lives getting to this point, and you have these just weird anomalies popping up that just destroy it all. The gas mask bong is one of my favorites, but I mean, look, he's a kid. He's a college kid. I mean, if you think of the things that people do in college, that's nothing, right?
4 ways in hotel rooms.
Nothing on what I did, man.
That's nothing. And we look at ourselves as kids who've seen that and seen our friends do things or whatever else as, hey, we're good people, well-adjusted, all that kind of thing. But here's a guy that's put in a place where there is not a single opportunity for any kind of mistake. And those are the things that maybe they have a little more control over. But the case with Reuben Foster, something like this is definitely less control. And boy, it's just a sad thing to see, because you just, there's a quote it was, I forget, I've never been able to find out who said it, but yeah, it goes, there's nothing as sad as the point in a man's life when he realizes he won't attain his dreams. And everybody in their life goes through that at some point where you recognize that I aimed higher than what I thought I'd get. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you're not going to be the millionaire movie star rock god.
Hard. I won't lie about that.
Yeah, yeah. And it's one of the truest quotes I've ever really heard. And boy, to have it happen at that age, when I think about where I was, boy, that could have been a real backbreaker. So power to these guys. Sorry for my pontificating. We got Goodell showing up right now.
With the 24th pick in the 2017 NFL Draft, the Oakland Raiders select Garyon Conley, defensive back.
Interesting.
Apparently, their investigators are very comfortable with the occurrences that I was making allusions to earlier.
Seems like a Raiders type pick to me.
Well, actually, to be fair, like they've gone so hard line the other direction lately that it almost surprises me that they did, because they have that's the traditional view of the Raiders, but in recent years they really have they've gone so far the other direction that I'm actually surprised, and it must have been that it absolutely them picking him makes me convinced that he wasn't at fault. Just because
there were multiple witnesses who were in the room at the time that have said that is not how that played out at all. So I mean, if in the event that he just had a really good time that night and everything was above board, good for him that it didn't cost him tens of millions of dollars. It only costed him fives of millions of dollars, because I truly believe he would have been the first corner taken.
Yeah, for sure. All right, hey, let's roll through here. We've got Cleveland Browns. How are they back on the board again? What happened?
No, that was their second pick that they traded away to the Texans.
I know. So, hey, we're going to take a quick break. Ash, thanks so much for joining us, my man. We're going to move on here, and got another call coming in, and we got to pick up the Riz here. He is...
And we should get Skep in here, too.
And we got to get Skep, yes.
Always happy to be on. Thanks for having me, guys.
All right, brother. Have a great
man.
one. Ash, keep at it, man. Thanks for everything you do, Ben. All right, there's Ash. Let's see. Tell you what I'm going to do. I've got to figure out how to get Skep and Riz on at the same. Can Skep hold? Call Riz. I'm going to call Riz straight up. Let me see if I can add him in.
Should I have Skep send me his number so you can call him?
No. I got him. I got to remember his name. Do you remember his first name?
Matt.
Yeah. Matt, no.
He's shooting me messages right now, so
send it in the private text. Send it in the typing part of the old Skypey do, and I'm gonna see.
Matt Freese on Skype.
Yeah, I don't see him on here for some reason.
M French fries.
Yeah, I don't see him on here for some reason. No French fries here. All right, so
if he calls us, will that?
It will. Let me get the Riz on here. The Riz isn't here. Okay, so have him call us.
He needs to know how to call us.
Yeah, no problem. All right, let me get this. I'm going to get the picks in for the Browns, by the way. I'm going to get Riz straightened out how he's going to call in, and then I'll figure out how Skep can call in at the same time. Is that okay?
Okay. Yep.
I just got to figure out. They each have to call in a different way because there's a little.
Yep. You take care of that stuff. I'll cover the Browns here.
What are you doing to the Brown?
I'll cover him
right in the
eye. I'll put some litter on him.
This is. I feel like this has been a good draft for the Browns already. This is a team that was, I don't think, and Bryce hit on it. They're not as bad as everybody kind of makes them out to be, right?
Oh, I definitely think they've been doing the right things in terms of rebuilding.
Yeah,
they scared me with that first overall pick, thinking they were going to take QB. That was not the right answer. So, they still have a QB issue, but that they didn't bite too hard on it this year. Yeah. They've got a lot of draft stock that if they need to move up to get one next year, they can do it and survive because they're going to have a lot of talent elsewhere on the team.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, I'm gonna throw an ad up really quick, guys. Just these are random, so deal with it, and we'll keep moving. Give us, whatever these things are, 15 or 30 seconds, and we'll be back. We're gonna do some tech stuff in the background, and those folks that don't see ads, well, you know what? You get to just hear us fucking bumbling around like a bunch of idiots. We'll be right back, and the bumbling begins. Okay, so you gotta take a whiz or anything like that in the short term?
Do you need me to?
That's a little weird. If you had a video cam. No, I'm searching Skep up right now. But there he is.
He's popping up here for me, so you should be able to find him.
He's not in Pennsylvania. It says Coopersburg, Pennsylvania, or him. I'm going to go with the one with the picture. I'll just add him to the contact.
Yeah.
I thought he was part of the contacts already because we talked to him a couple of times, but I think I'm on the wrong account is the deal.
Sure.
So, yeah, that's him. And then let me see where we are with Riz. And I think what we'll do is we'll just call Riz on the phone. Bum, 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 bum. Maybe we should play our Riz bumper just because we haven't played any of those fucking bumpers. So.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's a draft party.
I have 541. Right? By the way, my inbox on Reddit has 541 messages from the draft thread. So
damn.
Hey guys.
I'm not going to respond to any of you.
Skepticism is survival. How you doing, my
There
man?
he is.
Pretty good. Kind of annoyed with all the Lions talk, but I guess that's half the point.
Yeah, it's hard because it's first annual for Reddit NFL and second annual for the Lions because we started there and we have to keep our homies happy. You know what I mean? But trying to find that blend has been a lot more difficult than I ever thought it would be.
Oh no, it's fine. I think you guys are doing a fine job.
I'm curious, how did you feel? Because those first 12 picks, we saw a lot of offense go. I'm curious what your thoughts are on that.
So I think, I don't hate it because, and here's my feelings, is mainly if you're running, if you need a quarterback, go out and get your guy because you've got a lot better chance in the first round than you do in any other round. You can hope and pray for Dak Prescott to happen or whatever, or Tom Brady to happen, but you have a much better shot going in the first round. So I don't hate the trades up. On top of that, one of the topics that I was kind of thinking about, because Case, you and I were discussing this the other day, is kind of positional value in terms of how it's done in the draft. And I think we kind of saw that today, where a couple of the top guys that you're thinking Jamal Adams and Malik Hooker,
right?
Both
absolutely.
Falling down a lot further than we thought they would. Reuben Foster is kind of a different example, but off-ball linebackers and that prioritized. The one that's kind of weird is running back, going kind of early in the draft.
I agree with that.
Fournette and McCaffrey. I don't like the Fournette pick at all for the Jags, but that's just me.
Jabril Peppers just got picked by the Browns, by the way.
What?
Just
okay.
Yep. Oh, Peppers goes to the Browns. Wow. Okay.
I wasn't expecting him to go in the first round. So.
I think my biggest question, Skep, is how are you feeling? I mean, it's a big day with all the first round picks. How are you feeling about your pick of Sam Bradford?
I'm not gonna lie. I'm kind of loving it right now.
Wow.
Riz, are you okay there?
Yeah, hold on.
Yeah, he's probably at the bar.
He is, and I just lost him. I have to add him back. Riz, sorry about that.
He's been at the bar all day. Who knows what we're gonna get out of him? So.
All right. So Skep, if you can, just hold with us as we get Riz connected here.
Oh yeah, not a problem.
With all the background noise that we're gonna get out of him, I think maybe we should kind of get through what our Riz take quick, and let him do his thing and get on his way. Riz, how you doing, my man?
Hey guys.
Wow, how you
You've
feeling?
been at the bar all friggin' day, haven't you?
Yes, I've been here since about 2:00.
I know.
And
I was listening.
No intention of leaving anytime soon, so it's great.
I was listening to you all afternoon.
Well, thank you for that. We had a fun show.
Yeah, I almost called in several times. So.
We actually, honest to God, we had like full phone lines. It was pretty sweet.
That's
I believe
nice.
it.
So, Riz, I've got to ask you the most important question of the evening. Did you plug the podcast?
Did I do what?
Did you plug the podcast?
I did, actually.
Really?
Right near
Oh,
the end.
man.
I hope it made it on the air.
Now I've got 2 beds I've got to crawl into tonight. I'm full Jim Bob Cooter. So
things obviously didn't play out early in the draft the way we kind of had talked through it, but ultimately they picked the guy that both you and I kind of saw as the main candidate, right?
Yes, they did, and I'm happy with that. As we talked about, I think Jared Davis is a good player. I think he's better than Reuben Foster. I think it was a good choice. Yeah, and he's not the best player. I really wanted O.J. Howard, and when he was started to fall in, I'm here with a couple of guys.
I knew he was going to the Bucs. I knew he was going to the Bucs.
Yeah, and it's disappointing that we're missing out on him. He's a great player. It's a great pick for Tampa Bay. Comparing what they did with Deshaun Jackson and now adding O.J. Howard, holy crap, that offense is loaded.
Yeah, it is.
I'm very happy with Jared Davis. I'm glad that it wasn't Reuben Foster. I'm glad that it wasn't Dalvin Cook. I'm glad that it wasn't any number of other players. Yes, and Njoku. I'll say this right now. I believe that David Njoku will be their second-round pick because I do think
Lions
he's going to
second-round pick.
Yes.
Oh well, I'd be okay with that.
Yeah. Gosh, I feel like that would be 2 drafts in a row that we got to steal in the second round.
Yeah, if it comes down to Zach Cunningham and Ruben and Njoku, who do you like?
I think they'd go tight end. I have a very strong inclination that they're clearing out tight end. Is something that they definitely want to do. Yeah. Because again, they don't have anybody under contract after this year. So. Yeah.
All right, Riz, I got to ask you a question about that very, very first pick, the Cleveland Browns pick. I heard Case here getting really nervous that they weren't going to go with Myles Garrett. How were you in the literally the 15, 20, 30 seconds before they announced that pick? Were you still as confident as you were when we talked the last 2 days?
Honestly, I was because the Mitchell Trubisky talk, and I tried to convey this on Twitter today. It literally came from out of nowhere. Like when I left Indianapolis, all of the buzz about Cleveland and the quarterbacks was either Patrick Mahomes or Deshaun Watson. There was nothing about Trubisky, even though he's from Cleveland. It was like none of the Cleveland writers, none of the national draft writers, nobody was on. It just didn't seem like it was a fit. So for it to come up so fervently, it just seems so disingenuous. And it turns out that it was. And I'm embarrassed for the people who sold their souls and tried to tell everybody that the story was real, because it was pretty clear to a lot of us, and I'm not the only one on this by any means, that knew that this was bullshit from the get-go, and we tried to call it out, and people told us that we were crazy. And so I'm taking a little bit of a personal victory lap there, because
there you go.
A lot of people who are higher up on the pay scale than me tried to convince everybody and convince themselves that this was going to happen, when it was pretty obvious that it wasn't. And, I get defensive about that kind of crap, because I try to take pride in my job and do it well. And when people who are above me, self-respect is always a mistake. I'm learning that in life. It took me 44 years.
You're not going to get clicks that way.
Move to California and you will have sold your soul 100%, I promise.
I have a question for you. What was your biggest surprise?
I'm very surprised that Houston traded up as far as they did to get Deshaun Watson. I was thinking Washington. I had heard that they were talking to Washington at 17, but going all the way up to 12. I mean, Houston, and of course, as you guys know, I cover the Browns and the Texans. This is the second time they've traded in 6 weeks. My life has been a little crazy tonight with that as a result, unfortunately, because I manage 2 sites and had to cover them both at the same time. So that's unfortunately why I wasn't with you guys, but hope you understand that. But
Paris McKinley just got picked up by the Falcons, by the way.
They traded up with the Seahawks.
Yep. Another bullet dodged by the Lions there. I like Takk McKinley, but I don't like him in Detroit, and that's yeah. Where do you end up going? I'm not even looking at the TV.
Atlanta. As
for them.
As Skep says, they traded with the Hawks.
I knew they were taking a pass rusher. I had actually heard a different name, but that's good for them. Wow. Yeah, so I love that Houston is all in with Deshaun Watson.
Yep.
And that's we've talked about it before. I've said this. I think the Houston Texans, if you gave them Matthew Stafford, win the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
They're
No, I won't argue with that at all. They're on an almost complete team.
They are,
minus
the
one
bigger
position.
holes. Yeah, Now they only have one real other big hole. They don't have a right tackle, and they don't have one on the roster. Period. So
they lost a lot of good talent in free agency too, but
they did. They lost A.J. Bouye and they lost Quentin Demps, two guys out of their secondary who were their big playmakers back there. They have other guys who can play, but just not that kind of an impact player.
Let me ask you about your reaction to Chicago's move. That's exactly how we reacted.
It's the only thing we really want to talk about right now. So.
Well, it's Trubisky, the bro king, going to Chicago. The fact that they traded, the fact that San Francisco duped them into trading up one pick.
I can't believe it.
It's the stupidest thing I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Thank you. I agree with that.
Absolutely. It was.
That's a rookie GM schooling Ryan Pace and the Bears.
And
now, even if the Bears were sold on Mitchell Trubisky, I'm okay with Mitchell Trubisky. I don't hate the guy, but he's not the number 2 pick in this draft. He's not the best quarterback in this draft. I think Kansas City
got worth a future first-round pick as well as the rest of their picks this year.
Heck no, and especially if you followed along with some of his old Twitter takes that are coming out tonight where he revealed himself to be a Packers fan and a misogynist.
Oh, no, I missed that.
Mm-hmm.
That's great.
It's all over the Packers
so
sub
good.
right now. The Packers subreddit is putting all kinds of quotes about him being a huge Packers fan up right now.
Skep, I hope you're enjoying this as much as we are.
I am. I totally am. The Trubisky thing is fantastic.
So I've been going through the top posts. There's the Mitchell Trubisky reaction mega thread still tagged holy fucking shit. There's our new quarterback tagged fake news. There's the there's the Donald Trump one where he says it's been the worst trade deal in the history of trade deals maybe ever. And then
that's great. That's gold.
And then the last one, I gotta do this. It's from Not Sports Center, live looking at a Bears fan after their team traded half their draft to draft a QB with 13 career starts, and it's a guy drinking a big old bottle of Clorox.
That's awesome.
Full meltdown mode. That's great. That's great.
Well, what else you got? What other hot takes here do you have on this round so far for us, Riz?
All right. So I'm watching this at a bar in Kalamazoo, Michigan.
Yeah.
And Corey Davis got picked. This place,
which was a surprise.
It erupted. It was so cool. It's a little early for me, but in the context of the moment where I'm at, I'm really happy for him. I think he's a very high floor guy. I'm not sure that he's going to be a great pick, but they need receivers in Tennessee. I think he's going to be really good there. I think that's a nice pick. It's earlier than I thought, but again, sitting here, I can walk to the football stadium where he played, and in that context, I'm very happy with it. Just one thing
versus Mike Williams, was that a surprise?
No, not for me.
Okay.
I'm okay.
Yeah, I'm not surprised either.
Yeah. I think the Mike Williams, I'm actually surprised that Mike Williams went as high as he did.
Sure.
Yeah, I am as well. All right, so a couple questions coming in. First off, we got the Buffalo pick in. We're waiting for Mr. Goodell to show up with that. But the big question coming in is, hey, Riz, are you going to be at Founders anytime soon?
Will I be at Founders anytime? I'd love to be at Founders sometime soon.
Me too.
I have a Founders beer sitting in my fridge right now.
Hey, there you go.
I'll be honest.
As close as any of us are.
I went there for the first time about 3 or 4 weeks ago. Whenever Michigan State's pro day was, I came home that night and I stopped at Founders on the way home. First time I'd ever been there, and I drive by it all the time. Yeah, I'd love to get there. If people want to hook up and meet up there, I'm in the market for a place to watch Saturday. So if anybody in West Michigan has any ideas, hit me up on the Reddit or on Twitter, and maybe we can coordinate something.
All right, we got Tom
good.
F, who is interested in joining you, I think, and as well as David G. And we got a call that just popped in. How you doing, caller? What's your name? Caller, are you there? Oops. No, we lost him. Oh well. So
he has lost me. So that's probably my bad.
All right, Jeff. Should we let you get back to the bar?
I got a couple more minutes here. I fortunately farmed out some work here on this latest Browns pick of Jabril Peppers to a couple of
all right.
things. So
we got the caller back. Let me just try one more time to see if we can get the caller. And caller, are you there?
Hello.
Hey, how you doing? What's your name? Where are you calling from?
I'm from Texas.
Oh boy, you're getting blown out by Riz's bar scene.
Someone pocket dialing us, Chris.
No. I think it's somebody who's actually with Riz right now because we're getting double the bar talk.
Oh, okay. That's
Well, it is a nice bar. I tell you what, if you're ever in Kalamazoo, Michigan, you need to come to the library. Place other than smelling like college, it's glorious.
Yeah, I remember that smell. Hey, actually, Skep, I got a question for you.
Yeah.
How did you feel about the Malik Hooker falling down to the 15th?
Like I was saying earlier, I honestly like single high or kind of rangy safety in terms of value over a box safety like Jamal Adams is. But I'm not shocked that it happened because I think Hooker has a medical, first of all. And second of all, safeties just aren't that valuable. Like, corners get way more money than safeties do. Most positions get more money than you're going to get from a safety. What I'm kind of shocked at right now, and I know the offensive line class is touted as really bad, is just the fact that everybody on the offensive line has fallen to this point. And I love it as a Vikings fan.
I couldn't believe that Garrett Bowles, the offensive tackle, went to the Broncos. That was not what I was expecting. And that Forrest Lamp hasn't gone at all yet.
Yeah, if
that's a surprise.
If the Vikings don't start trying to trade up to get Forrest Lamp, I'm going to be a little bit.
All right, let me throw a question out to Riz really quick. And this is from Patrick H. We got a question of, with the draft so far in mind, okay, which division do you think is going to be the best one to watch this season, and which one do you think is going to be the worst?
Ooh, that's a good question.
The Lions are going to be the worst team to watch. I know. They're going to be. It's going to be painful every single week. That's just what I know. So,
in all honesty, I think the NFC West will take the cake for the worst one to watch, just because San Francisco, while they're interesting, they're not going to be very good. I don't think Arizona
the Rams are not.
And the Rams are that 7-9 mediocrity bullshit, and that I see nothing to change for that if they are even that good. So I think that's the worst. As far as entertainment value, I love the North divisions, but I really like the NFC South, and they haven't done a lot with this tonight. But I love Atlanta. I think Carolina is going to come back stronger than they were last year.
Me too.
New Orleans, I think they have one last death gasp in them with Breeze and Peyton. And then, Tampa Bay, my God, the weapons that they have given Jameis Winston, that's a team that's going to be very difficult to not put in the playoffs.
Yeah.
So
all right,
I think that's probably the
I think I had them ranked like
Bills are coming in.
Got Roger Goodell coming on the map here. Let's see what he has to say.
With the 27th pick in the 2017 NFL Draft,
the
Buffalo Bills select.
We have a trade.
Tre'Davious White.
Yeah, and the Browns traded up.
Wow,
Browns
White.
I didn't expect that to go in the first round either.
No. A lot of cornerbacks.
A lot of cornerbacks. Yeah.
They are. Oh, I hope they're not taking Davis Webb.
No,
they really.
They got
Webb.
Talking about the Cowboys.
It's Davis Webb. I'm just going to drink and sleep in my car.
Are you talking about the Browns or the Cowboys?
Browns.
Oh, okay.
The Browns are up now, they're up. Cowboys are up 28. I guess Browns are going to be 29. Browns traded 33 and won something.
Right. So
Skip, I have another question for you, Skip. How do you feel about the Titans taking Adoree Jackson?
Adoree Jackson.
Adoree.
I mean, Riz, you can chime in here too, but I'm not a huge fan of Adoree Jackson. I think there are a lot more polished corners in this class.
Yeah.
But if you're looking for somebody who has the athletic profile that you want and you kind of want to try to mold him, I can see it because he also gives you plus return ability, right? But I mean, was he the second or the third? Humphrey was already gone, so Humphrey makes sense.
Yeah, Humphrey went 2 picks earlier.
I would have put Conley in front of him without the whole thing. And honestly, a lot of other guys. This corner class is really
Pick is in for Dallas, and hey Riz, there's a ton of noise there, buddy. I think we want to kind of chill and let you have your night back. All right, go have a couple drinks. No.
One down here for me, man.
It's all good. Have a drink for all three of us. Enjoy it.
I will talk to you guys later this week or next week.
For sure.
Yeah, we'll see you on
Tuesday
Tuesday and Wednesday.
That sounds good.
All right, buddy.
That sounds awesome.
Thanks for making time for us, buddy. Have a good one, and we'll talk soon.
All right, bye, guys.
All right, bye.
Bye.
All right. As much as I love Riz, you know,
Yes.
you guys
Yeah,
know
no,
I'm terrible about background noise, right? I get really bitchy about that. Case, you're the worst. You're not the worst, but you've taken the most shit because of it, right?
Oh, I've got my birds chirping like crazy in here. It's not quite a bar, but
yeah, I'm an asshole
Skip,
about
while
that.
we've got you on here, I'm curious. What other things have like maybe surprised you about what's going on in the first round here?
In terms of surprising, well, that Bears trade is a surprise just because I think the amount that they gave up to get Trubisky is stupid. Like, I didn't like Trubisky all that much in the first place, but that's besides the point for me. If you think you have a quarterback that you want to go get, like, just go get him.
That was a lot. That was a lot to give up.
To trade up one spot and give up that much, like 3 or 4 top 100 picks is absurd to me.
Especially when you're almost guaranteed a blue chipper at that point. Like,
the 49ers got Solomon Thomas. They were probably going to take Solomon Thomas number 2 overall.
Right. Exactly.
It's exactly like for me when the Browns did this with the Vikings twice, and I'm a Vikings fan. Obviously, I've kind of given that away, but they did this once and they got Trent Richardson, and the second time they got Justin Gilbert.
Yeah.
And both times the Vikings weren't interested in either of those two guys. So the 49ers did a really damn good job of selling them that somebody else was trying to trade up to number 2 for Trubisky.
I'll say I'm still mad that I'm still a little sour that the Vikings took Anthony Barr because he was my guy in that draft. But oh well.
Really interesting.
Oh, he was my guy.
Yeah,
he was definitely my guy.
Yeah, for sure. All right, so we've got some news in the picks in for the Cowboys right now. There's some stuff going on in the live chat. I want to make sure we get through all of this here. So Scene P over under on how many points the Giants will average each game with this many offensive weapons. Oh shit! Wait, hold on. We got Goodell.
Taco Charlton.
Taco goes to the
Another
Cowboys.
Guy that I'm very glad the Lions didn't take, but I think he doesn't even fit what the Cowboys do, in my opinion, just because he doesn't have the speed that the Cowboys defense likes to use. But we'll see. Maybe things are changing in Dallas. So
yep, for sure. So I'm going to let you guys hit the over under on the Giants on their offensive weapons that they now have, as far as what they're going to hit. Remember, they picked up Evan Ingram as a tight end in the draft so far this year, and the Browns are on the
Skip,
clock.
what do you think about the Giants?
Honestly, Evan Ingram's like not a great pick to me, but I'm not as big of a fan as this tight end class as I know a lot of people are. I think you've got a lot of it's kind of like an Eric Ebron situation, which I know every Lions fan kind of has mixed feelings on. But where you got a lot of really athletic guys and you hope you can mold them into usable assets on the field. Like, you're looking for that kind of athletic mismatch that somebody like Vernon Davis presented, when he was in his prime. And it's a good idea, right? But the league's also kind of trending towards specialized players to kind of cover that person. Like the Jabril Peppers pick, I think, is a great point towards that, right? Because he's too small to be a linebacker. He's pretty solid in man coverage as like a slot corner, or you look at a guy like Tyrann Mathieu, who did the exact same thing. So the league's kind of trying to cover that. However, the Giants' problem last year on offense was that, well, first of all, they ran out 11 personnel like 98% of the time or something ridiculous like that. So they didn't change up the personnel. They didn't have a running game because, actually, I kind of like Paul Perkins as a running back. I had him as like my fourth or so running back in last year's draft. So I think he'll do fine. And I think now, instead of all having like short, and not that OBJ is super short, but he's not a contested ball receiver. And that really caused them to struggle and have drives die in kind of the red zone area.
Yeah.
So they're going to score a lot more points this year, I think. And that defense was way better than I expected it to be. So
I need to. The pick is in for the Browns, but I need to go back to RNFL again and give these guys, the knobber that they deserve, because
real quick, I'm going to bounce for a sec. I'll be right back.
Yeah, do your thing. They got the card up for Taco Charlton, and geez, these things are awesome. Skep, I know you used to be a mod over in RNFL as well, right?
Yeah.
This is great stuff. This is. It's you've seen it. It's like the playing cards, right? It gives the stats. It gives the picture. This is top shelf, like high quality stuff that people that get paid to do this stuff are doing. And these guys are rolling it out there. Just damn good stuff, man. This is a great
it's
stuff.
Phenomenal, man. And I have virtually nothing to do with this. I will say I suggested which like combine drills they should use for each position. So that's kind of my doing.
Oh, there you go. So it's all your credit goes to you for sure.
But yeah, all my credit. But no, the guys were combing for images to kind of use for this that kind of fit the format. And I didn't know much about it until honestly today. And they just did a phenomenal job.
Yeah. Super.
I still talk with them pretty regularly.
Now, have you seen the Lions subreddit? While they can still use CSS, I have to tell you, and the meme stuff has been spectacular as well for the Lions, but Icebreak and Punk Rock and Trev have really added. They've stepped the game up on this subreddit. It's great now. You got when you mouse over and you get to deal with the shades and call and stuff. It's really well done. Both love celebrating the draft this way, and there's something to be said for the way Reddit handles CSS today. I hope they don't fuck it up with their new plan that they got. So
I have hope that they'll do that correctly. But yeah, no. So let's get back to the draft a little bit. We're kind of veering away.
Yeah, sorry.
Taco Charlton went to the Cowboys. Obviously, they need all the edge rush help they can get because Randy Gregory can't stop smoking weed. So that's pretty cool. Trey White to the Bills. They lost Stephon Gilmore, so corner help. Pretty fantastic. No, I like Trey White a lot. He's kind of a man cover, maybe more of a bit of a slot guy, but
sure. Yep. Let's see. We got the Browns coming in. We got Goodell going to jump on. Here he comes. Let's see what he has to say. Good booze this time. At least Philly's coming back.
With the 29th pick in the 2017 NFL Draft, the Cleveland Browns select David Njoku, tight end, Miami.
Sorry, I kind of spoiled that for you guys there.
I guess right. Riz was wrong, and that Njoku isn't going to be our second round pick. So
yeah, that's what I was saying. He would have been a steal. I did not expect him to show up in the second round at all. So Cleveland, strong draft. This is a team. They've been made fun of for a long time, and now I'm going to have to find somebody else. I guess it's the Bears now.
Well, they still got a little ways to go. Let's not crown Cleveland as a winning franchise until it actually happens.
Nobody's crowning them, right? Nobody's crowning the Vikings, right? No one's crowning the Saints. But I've got to say they're definitely not the bottom of the league anymore based on the talent
I
they've been
would be a
able to
little
pick up.
surprised if they are the worst team in the league.
Now, I think Chicago is definitely in the running.
I mean, here's the thing about Chicago. Even if they've messed this draft up entirely now, I still think that the health they get back on defense will improve them significantly from where they were last year. I'm not expecting them to be a top-tier team by any means, but I won't be surprised if they're a 6-7 win team. So that's my thought on them.
For sure.
Yeah, no, definitely. I think for the Bears, they were hurt so much by injury last year that it's really going to be difficult for them to not regress to the mean, right?
Right.
To an extent, because literally everybody on that roster got injured pretty much. It's honestly absurd how many people got injured. That defense, it has a bunch of solid pieces, I think. I like Pernell McPhee a lot. I was not that high on Leonard Floyd as an edge rusher, but he kind of proved me
He had a good
last year. Yeah. No, he had a much better year than I thought he was going to.
They were bottom of the league in
them.
turnovers, in turnovers per drive, and I would that's as I think Skep knows too. That's somewhat of a fluky statistic too, not necessarily like entirely fluke, but it's something that tends to change a lot from year to year. So I wouldn't be surprised if they end up with a fair number more turnovers this year.
You know, those birds in the background, I feel like I'm in a Disney movie.
Yeah. Okay, so in the room right now, there's 2 birds, there's about 12 fish, there's a crested gecko and 3 cats. So like it is a Disney fucking film. That's my life.
Woo! All right, so that's good. We've got now the Browns picked, so the Steelers are up now at number 30. Their pick is in. We're waiting for Goodell to show his face, and so we can boo it. And I hope Philadelphia has regained their lungs to be able to boo. And, the real hope is that some batteries will start flying anytime here, right?
What do you think about the Steelers this year, Skip?
Sorry, my headphones are giving me issues right now. But Steelers this year, edge rusher doesn't hurt because they lost Jarvis Jones, who was a bust anyway. They got Bud Dupree. I think he was their first-round pick last year. But, hey, if you have 2 guys coming off the edge who can get after the quarterback, that's phenomenal. They have, no needs on offense. Their offensive line's great. Roethlisberger is there. I guess QB is an option. Like, Deshaun Kaiser would make a lot of sense for – Roethlisberger retiring reasons. And he kind of fits the same mold as what Roethlisberger is as a quarterback. So that would be a pretty good fit for me. Sorry, my headphones kind of crapped out.
Yeah, that's all right. That's all right.
I'm going to go get a different pair.
Yeah, that's all right. Do your thing.
And I'll be back in a minute.
So
their pick is in. They'll be up here in just a sec here.
Yep, and just a quick little reminder for everybody. Probably the Reddit folks don't realize this. The RNFL folks, I call them the Reddit folks, but everybody's Reddit. The RNFL folks don't recognize that we did a fantasy league last year. We're going to do another fantasy league this year. You have a great chance to play. Goodell is about to step on the stage to announce the Steelers pick. And the stage is pretty sweet how they're able to theme it for every team. I'm pretty impressed with
I love the Lions one. It was sick.
Yeah. This whole thing has been a good production, other than the whole we're going to put a fake art museum in front of the real one. But good job. Good job to the NFL. And here comes, it looks like the bus is coming out with Mr. Goodell. Who's that on the right? You know that face.
I don't know who that is.
Really?
2 weeks ago,
you don't know who that is?
One of the most beloved members of our
we're
NFL
good.
family, Ambassador Dan Rooney. A true Hall of Famer, Dan embodied everything that is special about this game. He was a great leader for the Pittsburgh community and a tireless advocate for the Steelers. But more than
Seattle
that,
just traded
he's one
back
of the
again,
best
by the
men
way.
I've ever known. To pay tribute to him tonight, I want to introduce 2 players who Dan loved dearly, Franco Harris and Jerome Bettis.
Didn't know Franco Harris, young fella.
Thank you, Commissioner.
Took me a minute.
On April 13th, 2017, Dan Rooney passed away. When he passed, he was holding the hand of his beloved wife, Pat. Dan loved his family, he loved God, he loved our great country. And Steeler Nation, he loved you. And he loved us, the players. He loved us. He was so approachable, respectful, and he was a good man. And he was good to the city of Pittsburgh. He touched many lives. And to the NFL, he had a major impact. And with that impact, he made a difference and touched a lot of lives also. So Dan Rooney, he will be missed, but his spirit will live on.
He was a good man. I'm not a Steelers guy, but Dan Rooney deserves a lot of credit.
Yeah.
Mr.
Yeah, no,
Rooney
I have a hard time.
He was a great man.
I have a hard time
he was a great
disliking.
owner, but he was
Rooney
even a better person.
did some fantastic
He got an
things. I mean,
opportunity to know each
the
and
Rooney
every
rule
one
is due to him.
of his
And
players,
Rooney rule might not be
not
like
as
the
a
least
football player,
controversial
but as the person,
thing,
as the
but
man. And he would
there
always,
has definitely
with
been
me,
an issue with,
thank me
just
everything
the
that I have
opportunities
done for
that
the organization.
minority coaches
All
have
the
had,
while,
and that
I
helps.
was trying to thank him. He would never, ever let me thank him because he felt it was about what we did for his organization more than what he did for me personally and for my family. So at this time, I just want to say, thanks, Dan. I appreciate it. We'll miss you. And now, with the 30th pick in the
immaculate
2017
selection.
NFL Draft, the Pittsburgh Steelers select T.J. Watt, linebacker.
Oh,
okay.
Ooh, piss.
I did say edge rusher.
I got two things here.
Yeah, you did.
I got two things. First of all, he called them the Pittsburgh Steelers. Okay.
It's Schittsburg Steelers. He got it wrong. It's Schittsburg
He needs
Steelers.
to do a 180 there. But T.J. Watt, that seems like a reach to me. That seems like a reach to me.
I've seen T.J. Watt to the end of the first round for the past, ever since the combine, essentially, because he kind of blew up the combine, which is weird because when you watch his tape, he's not as fluid as everything he did in the combine shows, which is also kind of strange coming from like a Watt brother,
right?
Because JJ is one of the most.
But they were all late bloomers.
Yeah,
that's true.
Yeah, that's a good point.
JJ
Case.
was a late bloomer, and even their middle brother was a late bloomer.
That's a great
I don't
point.
even remember his name. He's a fullback.
I saw him to a mid-early second-round pick, so it's not a super reach, but I think that's earlier than they needed to grab him. But maybe he fits well. They've got some.
I mean, he's got the injury. I mean, the injury
there,
concerns are the biggest issue in my mind with him. Otherwise, I think he's a first-round talent. I'm just like he might not survive.
That might be overstating.
Well, I mean, like he might only last a couple of years because I mean he's had some pretty significant injury issues. So
yeah,
like,
and they've got some aging folks on the line and in the front seven. So we'll see how that plays. That's an interesting pick. I don't necessarily think it's bad, but I think it's a little bit of a reach. But I think it does fill a need for that team there. So a lot going on. I'm going to go ahead and hit an ad really quick because I got to go ahead and hit the head. And as you know, Case, these don't play for everybody. So you're going to go ahead and spend some time with Skep talking about the rest of my failures and shortcomings as a human being. All right, sound good?
Yeah, it's a plan.
All right, my man. We'll be right back. For those of you that catch the ad, thank you very much. Just go ahead and sit through it. It helps us out a lot. It's only a couple seconds, and we'll be right back.
Skep, how exactly is this? Walk through this with me, how the 49ers have the 31st pick.
Okay, so they traded up with the Seahawks, which is kind of funny because they're divisional rivals, but they gave them 34 and 111, and they got 111 from the Bears. So,
sure.
So Seahawks have traded back twice now. They went from 24 or 26 or something down to 31, and now they're down to 34, which makes a lot of sense for them because obviously their biggest need is offensive line. And there's still like Cam Robinson, Forrest Lamp, Ryan Ramczyk on the board. All these guys were projected to be the first offensive lineman off the board by somebody. And there's only been one.
Literally one lineman in 30 picks,
which is still absurd to me because if you like, I don't care if it's a trash offensive line class, right, or it's the worst offensive line class anybody's ever seen.
Yeah,
but like. The Panthers gave Matt Khalil $11 million a year.
Not to say what the Vikings gave Riley Reeves.
You know what? Like the Panthers giving Matt Khalil $11 million a year is a hell of a lot better than the Vikings giving Riley Reeves just under $12 million a year.
Right. No, I won't argue with that.
And it's a hell of a lot better than the freaking Chargers making what's his face? Russell Okung.
Yeah.
The highest paid offensive lineman in the NFL.
Yeah.
Like it
49.
Those are
Russell Okung lives a very charmed life. His free agency was idiotic.
Here comes Goodell. We're gonna get him up. Case is getting drunk.
No, we're good. His free agency the year before was idiotic.
The San Francisco 49ers select Reuben Foster.
Reuben Foster?
He's drunk.
Reuben Foster.
Hey, who's drunk now?
Yeah, no shit. He's drunk as a skunk. Reuben Foster.
That's forever his nickname.
No wonder he came out on stage and said, bring it. He's like ready to fight the crowd at the beginning of the night. He was tanked.
I was gonna say Reuben Foster just got himself some Wendy's endorsements just built in.
He just that dude is lucky that he just got the 31st pick overall. Like that's the difference between that first round, end of first round, and second round money is pretty significant. So even if everything he did was in whatever context it was, I think he just got lucky. So.
Yep. So you got the Saints on for pick number 32. Woo!
And their pick is already in.
All right, Saints, last pick of the first round.
Good job, Saints. They've had a lot of time to think about it, so that feels good.
Thoughts for me right now: quarterback to replace Drew Brees, or literally anything on defense.
Could be Cunningham. Could be. I see Cunningham as a second round value. But it could be Cunningham, could be
oh yeah.
I kind of like Tyus Bowser. I like Tyus Bowser.
Yeah. I like
him over Davis too, actually. You guys probably aren't going to agree with
Ryan Ramczyk is being screwed.
I don't agree with you, but that's okay.
Ryan Ramczyk. You guys believe that?
But literally, those are the only two guys that
if it's being posted on Twitter, I believe it. Or if it's being leaked in the chat, I probably believe it. I don't really get it.
What did you say?
Patriots beat reporters reporting that it's Ryan Ramczyk. So we'll see.
I don't really get that, but that's okay.
I'm not sure I do either.
No.
But, I mean, they drafted Andrews Pete 12 overall 2 years ago, and they took and they have that right tackle Zach Strief.
Yep.
Who's basically all pro caliber. So why? Unless they're making him something.
All right. So we've added Nathan. He's our commissioner of the Fantasy Football League. We added him to the call really quick. So we got Skep, we got Nathan, we got Case, and I. We're waiting for this last pick of the first round of the 2017 NFL Draft. Had a couple people asking if we'll rock it out tomorrow for the round 2, and as much as we'd love to, hell no.
Something
two
we
podcasts
missed.
and this live show for what 4 or 5 hours is enough. My brain is
no,
mush.
it's taxing.
Oh, wait, hold on,
something
sorry.
we missed, and maybe Skep, you can help me out here.
Hold
What
on,
did
here
the
comes Goodell.
Packers
Let's
get
get
from the Browns?
Let's get Goodell
Oh,
first.
they got
Hold on.
like
32nd pick in the
over 100.
2017
So it is
NFL
Ramczyk.
draft. The New Orleans Saints select Ryan Ramczyk.
Yeah,
there it is.
Wisconsin.
There it is, Ryan.
I mean,
Ramczyk.
it's
Gone.
kind of value right now for what he was projected at, but
he was definitely seen as the pick for the Broncos, but
hey, maybe Adrian Peterson's going to break Eric Dickerson's record this year or something.
Sister
I don't know.
The first person.
Oh, yeah.
The sister there?
I expect that'll be. I can't tell you, Skep, how excited I am for that Monday night game in Week 1. That's like, I'm more excited for that game than I am for the Lions game.
I'm kind of considering flying up to Minnesota to go for it.
Nice.
Probably not going to do that. I'm probably going to just go to a
Well,
later.
if you do that, let me know. I'm not going to go to the game, but maybe I'd meet you nearby Minneapolis. So.
Yeah. We'll see if we can work something out. I'm definitely going to a Vikings game this year. I just haven't decided when.
Sure.
Right. Well, you guys can go ahead and make your lover plans in a little bit.
Oh yeah. No, you guys head on with draft talk. I got a meeting at 8 a.m. tomorrow. So
thanks for joining us, man.
Hey, Skep, 2 things. First off, thanks for joining us and all your support and help. And second off, thanks for being the statistics office for Case today. You made him look 10 times smarter than he really is.
Yeah, I mean, I just followed the live thread, which actually plug real quick. Our NFL has a live thread going on for the draft. Mostly it's been Mr. JPEG, keeping it up to date. I'm probably going to start pitching in the next couple of days. But if you want to know who was picked by your team or any other team, and you're tired of waiting for the scroller to go across the screen, that's what you want to check out.
And the Packers are on the clock.
Wait, what the hell? Why is the 33rd pick in today?
There's more going on, and I'm getting laughed at by Tom F., who is a Patreon guy. So thank Tom. We love you.
I mean,
We've loved
I
you for a
guess
long
that's
time, but
technically possible for them to announce the 33rd pick.
I'm
but
seeing a
that
lot of
seems weird
stuff
to me.
going on. So
Yeah,
Hey,
I'm just super confused though.
Skep, we're gonna let you go. We got
Okay, they changed
Nathan
it to
sitting
on
here
the clock.
quietly.
Yeah,
and
I'll let you guys go. Have a good one.
All right, thanks, man. Have a good one. You're the best, buddy. He makes you look so smart, Case, and people don't even recognize it. That's the thing. I'm gonna call you out.
I gave him credit where credit was due.
Okay, but
Hey, all of Rizdan's compliments to me yesterday or on Tuesday were entirely me. That was all me.
No, they weren't. We talked off the air, and I gave you all those lines. Let's not fucking bullshit people here.
Bullshit.
Now people don't know who to believe. Oh man, hey Nathan, how you doing, buddy? Thanks for holding tight like that. What can you explain, Nathan, why the Packers are on the clock? Because Case and I have been drinking, obviously.
Oh Jesus! I literally have no idea. I'm in the other room. My roommate isn't even watching the draft right now, so I have no idea. I know that Houston traded up for the Packers spot as far as being the 33rd pick. Fuck if I know.
I mean, they're showing
Browns-
next to
the Browns traded
Seattle and Jacksonville and all that, and excuse me, I'm not seeing a whole lot of action going on here. Why this should be happening? So it's confusion.
Yeah, I know.
Oh.
But
whatever.
Yeah. So are you guys drinking? I mean, jeez.
It's a draft
Oh,
party,
I'm
buddy.
not even drunk.
Oh, wow.
He's just assuming things over here.
Assuming genders over here. Jeez.
No, I would never assume this guy's gender.
It's fluid, man.
So I guess
Not binary.
if I were to kind of talk about it, here we are. We're sitting here thinking the draft is over, and then all of a sudden they're picking number 33. And the freak out happens, right? We're ready to wrap up the show. We're saying, hey, yeah, okay, it's cool. And then it's like, what the fuck are the fucking Fudge Packers on for? What's going on here?
Leave it to the Packers to force you guys to go in a round 2 on the live show.
I'm going on silent for just a sec while I finish updating the official our Detroit Lions draft thread.
All right, go ahead and do that. That's cool. Nathan, thanks for joining us, man. Woo, it's been a busy night, and it's been crazy. I'm like, at the end of the day, I'm just spinning. My head is spinning with everything that's going on.
Yeah. Well, I got off work and I was delivering pizzas to all these guys, watching the draft. And actually, funny story, delivered to a Patriots fan, and I asked him what he was doing. And he's like, watching the draft. I was like, you guys don't draft till tomorrow.
I don't think
Kinda like,
the Patriots,
Minnesota.
They don't draft till halfway through tomorrow, right? Their first draft pick is in the 3rd round.
Yeah, I believe so.
Hey, so we're getting out here. We're getting to wind things down, and really quick, want to thank everyone for joining us. And also, before you go, make sure you go to that Detroit Lions podcast page where you found or Reddit NFL page where you found the link to the show. And there's an ad at the top of the page. If you click that, oh man, that helps us out so much. And we're not supposed to tell you to do that, but we're cheating bastards, and that's what we're doing. So any kind of help you guys can give, we thank you very much. And again, thanks for joining the live show. Thanks for bearing with some of the technical things. We had a couple of points in the show, but I think we have this thing nailed, and you guys are going to be really, really happy with what you see as we go forward. And some of the things, like when we do the bar takeover and in the preseason, some of the preseason games, and even into the post-game shows at the end of the season, I think we've got some stuff that's going to blow you guys away. So thanks for sticking out. Thanks for sticking around for this thing and watching it all work. You guys are the bomb squad. So sorry, Nate. I want to say that because we're starting to watch some folks pop off because the draft is over, and I think it's a little bit late on the East Coast. Mm-hmm. And I took tomorrow off because I knew I was going to be fucking exhausted.
There you go. Yeah, it's almost midnight here.
Yeah. So we got the big fantasy league coming up, and this year it's going to expand with the Reddit NFL team. We're looking at a huge number of leagues. We got a beginners league, the intermediate league, and then of course the pro league. What are you thinking about the pro league for the Reddit NFL side? I mean, this year when we did the Lions side, we made people earn their way into the league. Are we going to do the same thing on the Reddit, the RNFL team?
Well, yeah. I mean, that's the kind of idea of it is, the best 8 guys from the big league, the intermediate league, move up to the pro league, and that way you've got people that are dedicated and very interested in fantasy football, and you're playing with the best guys. There might be some wiggle room. Maybe we can talk about some Patreon donors getting up there. Who knows? A lot of stuff in the works with that, but it should be a good time.
For sure. And here this is something to think about. On the Lions podcast last year, we decided we were going to make people earn their way into the pro league. Maybe on the Reddit NFL side, we could put a little bit of make it a little bit of a head-to-head where people can buy their way into the pro league and then fight their way to the money in the end. And just to think, right? We're still in the real kind of vision stages, the blue sky stages of this stuff. So there's a lot of things we could think about here, but there's definitely opportunities for how we can make this work. And I do know though, I had a riot in the fantasy leagues last year. I don't remember. I was bounced just shy. I think I made the first round of the playoffs and then got bounced out and was bitterly disappointed. I'm not sure if I made it to the pro league or not, but there's a lot of excitement to be had. So fantasy's coming up, right? We got a lot of stuff going there. What else do we have coming up? There's some OTA stuff coming on. There's training camp, and for the Lions fans in particular, we're going to do the bar grab in Detroit one day after training camp. That'll be fun.
Yeah. I'm definitely excited for that.
We got a lot of stuff planned. We got a new Patreon donor, another one today. This is pretty cool.
Nice.
Good friends so far. We've got Jeffrey Y, and I don't want to give people's names away, even though it gives me the name and the whole thing. We've got David G, and Floundericious Washington jumped in as well here just recently at the end to throw a donation at us. So thank you guys and gals and for helping us out. It's so much appreciated and helps us kind of fund all this great stuff. Jim, have a great night. Everyone else in the live chat, thank you guys for your support, and had a fun time tonight. And you guys powered through some of the technical stuff. So good stuff, good stuff.
Yeah, you need one of those bells every time a Patreon donor comes in the live show. Ringling.
You know what? You're right. You're right. That would be pretty cool. It's interesting.
We're like cam girls.
Well, some of us. We don't have our pants on, but there's some differences. It's funny, Case, doing this, right? I see why people have producers that sit behind the wall and kind of make all the different stuff happen. And when we start adding the video, like we've been talking about, definitely going to need somebody else to help make all this kind of come together. But this is pretty good. I think I would call it successful, even though we had some technical difficulties along the way.
Yeah, I had a good time. I hope everybody listening had a good time. There was that one chunk of about 5 minutes or so where we ditched out on everyone, but I think we only missed one pick as we were going. So I think it was a rousing success here. I hope everyone else is aroused as I am.
What's the difference?
Half staff.
Yeah. Half Stafford.
God, I love that kid.
Yeah, for sure.
It was another step forward for us.
He pushed Calvin's
in terms of the podcast, something new. We haven't done anything quite this ambitious in terms of our live shows before. So it's things continue to progress. We continue to learn lessons.
It's funny because I think for the listeners, this was a very small incremental step forward. You know what I mean? From where we were before when we were doing our post-game shows and our live shows there. And we were able to, there's a lot more involved here that is kind of like, it's like the gun, all the ammo behind the gun waiting to fire. And by being able to pull this off the way we did and the lessons we've already learned, I think we've got some we've got some kick-ass stuff that, well, if you want to compete, you're really going to have to step up at this point because we got some shit laid out, bitches.
As a listener, because I was in my car, delivering pizzas and listening to the live show, at first the YouTube kind of like frustrated me, but then it just kind of it worked. I subscribed to the YouTube Red, and I was able to use it just like Mixler or any of the other ones, and I was pleasantly surprised. I enjoyed it. And getting to talk to all these guys in the live chat, that's like next level shit.
Yeah. The live chat, I think, is a really big help. And I'm interested in I've had some frustrations with YouTube trying to make it work on the phone. I'm not sure if the YouTube Music app helps make this work better, but I have a feeling that as time goes forward, we're going to see some good push to make this the thing coming via YouTube be a much better platform.
Yeah, and definitely, the guys that are still here, I see there's like 36 guys. Subscribe to the YouTube. We do videos every week. I get some of you guys are from, Reddit, NFL, and this is mostly Lions stuff, but hopefully we can expand that in the future, maybe with a different channel. But subscribe, watch our stuff. It's good. We're building this thing up.
That's an awesome point. One of the things, we're about 19 subscribers shy of what we need to get our vanity channel name, if you will. You need 100 subscribers to be able to put that together, and I think that's one of those things that kind of exponentially helps you pop up. We're looking at 81 subscribers now, so everyone who subscribed tonight, thank you so much. But if we could cross that 100 subscriber threshold, it's a big thing the way YouTube works, and it can help us make getting to these streams a heck of a lot simpler and really, really flesh this out well. So all you folks who subscribed tonight, thank you so much. That was huge. It was a big jump, but we need those 19 more. We need to cross that 100 barrier so we can get the next level shit going on. So again, you guys are awesome. You guys have been there since the beginning. Thank you so much. And as we go on, Case, I know we've got a couple things with you. You've got, you got this.
I love Zach Center.
And you've, of course, got your favorite.
I'm toast.
And, of course, we had a guest one time who is absolutely wrong in this draft.
Ladies and gentlemen, your Detroit Lions just got hosed.
They didn't. This is a great draft. Bob Quinn, round 1, great job. All right, let's call it a night. Nathan, thank you so much for joining us and spending some time with us. I wish the draft was a little longer, although I'm fucking mentally burnt. I appreciate you coming in and spending some time with us. And this is something I think we're going to use a lot more as far as how we deliver some of the stuff. I think for our Patreon people, this may be the thing that we can use to help give them a little something special on the nights we record, give them a little bit of an inside view as to what's going on in the show when we record and have some fun with us, because there's a whole lot of crazy, silly shit that goes on behind the scenes. And I think folks would actually I have a feeling people would enjoy the behind the scenes stuff that goes on almost more than they actually enjoy the show itself. All right, so we're going to call it a night. Everybody, thank you again for joining us for our second annual Detroit Lions and first annual Reddit NFL draft party. You guys are the best. I am officially into my 12-pack far enough that I should stop talking. Nathan, thank you. Case, I don't know if you're still there.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, guys. Make sure to check out DetroitLionsPodcast.com as we go forward. There's a lot of great articles. We've already got an article on the first round draft pick.
I will be reading it right now.
Yeah. It's definitely worth the look. Check out Jared Davis and what we have to say about him. And don't worry, we're going to be covering every pick along the way and the undrafted free agent. We're going to have a tracker going. This is a busy, busy weekend for us. Now, for those of you that are here, there's going to be about a 10-minute period where we have a shutdown where the site goes down because there's a lot of demand on the server, and this is the only time we could do the upgrade. So you guys are in on the secret as to why things go down this weekend.
Womp womp.
Womp womp womp. All right.
For those of you wondering, I also have tomorrow and Saturday off. I will be hopefully managing the threads for the draft tomorrow and Saturday as well. So
let me ask you this, Case.
In the subreddit, things should hopefully go relatively smoothly.
Let me ask you this.
If not sexy, because I'm not good at the sexy design stuff.
Oh yeah, you are. Well, in the real world, do we want to do anything live tomorrow, or are we burnt out?
God, no.
Okay. I'm just making sure. Maybe I was overextending, and you reeled me in. Thank you very much.
It's that beer talking.
Yeah. Tomorrow morning, I'm going to wake up and say, "Oh God, no." We'll see. Maybe we'll pop something silly up for a short period of time. Maybe we'll do a 20-minute burst for just the Lions case.
I guess we'll see.
Thomas, I see you. Yeah, we're playing with his emotions. I feel so bad. He's like, yes. Oh, in the live chat.
Sad panda.
Oh man. All right, guys. Hey, thanks a lot. So much. We appreciate everything you do, everything you share, and we will talk to you soon. And don't worry, we will be back next Tuesday. This isn't a skip week at all for us because there is a lot to talk about. And we're going to end it right now with our infamous outro. Thank you, everybody. Have a great evening, and congratulations to Bob Quinn and the Lions on a great first-round draft.
Let's bring it in here together. Let's go. Let's go, baby. Lions on 3. 1, 2, 3. Rise.